Hello, and welcome everyone. Hope you guys can hear me. Sorry about the late start, everyone. We had a little technical difficulty here at the store where the power was just out, so that was a fun little experience getting these decks ready in the dark. But thankfully, the power came back on, and we are ready to get started with the actual pre-release tournament. Now, sorry we didn't get to show these guys actually building their decks or opening their sealed packs. There were a couple cool pulls. I think out of 16 players, we've got 3 legendaries, so that was pretty wild. But like I said, unfortunate circumstances, but we're ready to play. You can see Alex right there has his the Sunken Treasure. I cannot believe Trench of Sunken Treasure. Yeah, there you go. He's got the Trench of Sunken Treasure there, and he is playing Azalea instead of Riptide. Very disappointing for me, but you know, we just have to go with what they decided was best with their sealed pull. And he's up against Nick. Nick looks like he did not get anywhere near the same equipment as Alex, so this would be interesting. But both of these players have definitely been keeping an eye on the set and seeing what cards should be good, or keeping an eye on the cards that are available. So we should definitely still get an interesting match here. I'll also go ahead and wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope everyone had a good one today. And anyone else who's doing a pre-release tonight or over this weekend has good luck with their pulls this weekend. Alright, looks like they're getting started here. Okay, looks like Nick is starting with that new attack buff that lets you look at the top of yours or your opponent's deck, and then the next Arsenal card has plus 3, 2, and 1 damage depending on the pitch. I believe that's a yellow though. So plus 2 on his next attack. It's nice to see that the quivers, or at least there were quivers for Azalea and Riptide that could be played as tokens from this set, so that they can actually get some use in these sealed events as well consistently. We actually did have someone pull a cold foil of the legendary quiver, but as far as I saw, I don't think they're actually playing a ranger, unfortunately. Hey, Tom, there you are. Yeah, sorry you couldn't be here, man, but glad to have you here on the stream. Oh, looks like, ooh, starting off strong with a Murkmire Grapple dominated with an aim counter on it, firing for, I believe that's going to be 7. Yep, got it. 7. No defense reactions can be played from hand, and you need to, or no, this is the one that says damage can't be prevented. I was thinking of Widowmaker. Well, this is first turn, so Alex can easily block with 2 cards to take... Oh no, he can only... I'm a dingus. He can only block with 1 because it's dominated. But he can at least block out and draw up during his turn, so hopefully he gets to make a comeback or make a nice play against Nick at during his turn now. And there's the Come to Fight reprint. Definitely a very strong... both draft and sealed card. Just a buff that also has 3 defense is just, I think, universally good, even if you get it in blue, just to go ahead and do that. Ooh, Alex taking advantage of his first turn, or the playing second on the first turn, to go ahead and load an arrow into Arsenal using the instant on Barbed Castaway. That's what it's called. So definitely a cool trick that you can play with this card compared to like Death Dealer, for example. Is that if you are going to be the one going second, at least you have a chance to go ahead and load an arrow and draw up to a 5-card first turn.
I'll be the first one. Coming.
It is Withering Shot too. So unfortunately he's not going to be able to use the Sunken Trenchcoat to go ahead and swap it for a resource if you wanted to, just because that only works on face down cards. But it looks like he's got a good start with Seek Horizon with Go again. Seek Horizon's a great card in this situation because if you put an arrow on top, he can now use Azalea's ability to dominate it by swapping out with the Withering Shot in his arsenal. Yep, there it is. I knew it. Yeah, Alex is coming back strong, trying to get revenge off of that first turn, coming in with Widowmaker. So, Widowmaker is an interesting card. It says that it gets +3 unless it's defended by 2 cards. Now, unlike Brute cards, it says 2 cards but not non-equipment cards, which means that you can block with equipment, even 0-block equipment, to remove that extra damage off it. The unfortunate thing is that the ones that Nick has, one of them has Blade Break, so can only defend once, and the other one actually doesn't have any defense value. Most of the equipment in this set actually looks like it doesn't have defense value, and if it does, it has Blade Break, so only one-time use, with a few exceptions. But honestly, unless he had big plans for that headgear for some other points in the game, I think now would be the time to go ahead and block with it, just to reduce that extra damage, so he only has to give it 1 card from hand. Yeah, definitely a wild first turn, especially because Alex still has a card that he can arsenal at the end of it after playing with all these cards, just because he got to load at instant speed during his during Nick's first turn. There's so many moving parts. There's so many things to play with in this set. I'm just excited for everything draft, sealed, and constructed coming up. Yeah, Azalea ability definitely looking strong, and both of them got to take advantage of using the Quiver's ability to pay 1 extra when you load a card in Arsenal from deck to give it an aim counter for bonus effects. So yeah, definitely some strong play from all the new cards we're seeing in this set already in the first game. Ooh, Nick's got a Wreck Havoc. That's pretty good in terms of like just a regular like 2-for-6 card in this set. But if he doesn't suspect that Alex is going to be arsenaling too many defense reactions, it's not too much of a loss if he just gives it up now. Yeah, it might be the weakest card that he has to choose from his hand, though. So he's going to block 3 out of the 4 and take 1 damage. Never mind. Oh, no, it was the yellow, so it was only 3. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, let's see what Nick's got. Nick's still got 4 cards to play with, and he only took as much damage as he dealt to Alex on the first turn, so he's still got a lot of room to play with the cards he still has. Ooh. Oh, Ravenous Rabble. I can't see what that card is on top exactly, but since he opted, I'm gonna guess he left a red, which is why it's coming in for 4, obviously. Man, it's so funny to see reprints starting to come out in Flesh and Blood of all things, just because we're used to seeing these cards. Oh, and Alex is activating the ability on the Sunken Trenchcoat to go ahead and sink the card that he has there to get an extra resource for his defense for this turn. Ooh, using the glove. I think Alex is going to get a lot of use out of that chest piece during this game, just because he has 3 equipment that he can buff for 1 to prevent damage. And using equipment to block damage is always great, even whether it's early or late game, just to not lose that advantage that you have with cards in hand. Ooh, and a Seek Horizon coming out from Nick for 3 with Go Again. So I guess the last card in hand he can actually just play straight up from hand. I did not see what it was. I was not paying attention. Is Alex gonna block this, or is he gonna? Yeah, I think he's gonna. This is the time to leave it. Oh, he didn't actually have anything. Okay, so Nick bluffed the Go Again because he knew that he could only arsenal 1 of those cards anyway, to make it seem like he had 1 more attack coming that Alex might want to consider blocking. Definitely an interesting first few turns from both these players. Now this is a funny card here. This one is a 1-for-6 that actually loses attack power just if you block with a single action from I think it's either action card or attack action from hand. So technically a 1 for 4 in most cases if they decide to block, but if they choose to keep their cards, it's a 1 for 6, so that's pretty good value right there. No go again on it though, so this is going to be the end of Alex's turn after this, and he's just going to arsenal whatever that card is in hand. Tough decision for Nick though. He could have a 5-card hand if he just lets all 6 damage go through, but the value of using 1 card to block 4 or 5, depending on which card it is kind of too hard to give up. Too much value to give up anyway. And come on, Nick. You can do it. Drop the card. There it is. Oh, is that? No, that's not the... I thought that was the Majestic gore belching, but that doesn't have defense value, so it couldn't have been that. No, that was just another Widowmaker. But, yeah, using 1 card to defend technically 5 damage from that attack is pretty good. Ooh, an instant Azalea ability off the top. I can't remember if he had a way to opt, or if he just did that blind, but definitely a good card to get there. If he pays 1 now, it'll put an aim count. Oh, I guess he forgot about the aim counter effect, or he doesn't have enough resources. He might have 2 reds left in hand. Hey, Riku, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. We're right now in round 1 of our pre-release tonight, finally underway. And we have Alex versus Nick, both playing Azalea tonight. But yeah, I don't know if Nick forgot or if he just doesn't have enough resources. Oh, so he's playing that card from hand, but he doesn't have an aim counter on the thing. Did he forget to put the aim counter on? He didn't forget. I guess he just wanted to play raw damage and didn't worry about the extra aim counter effects that would come. Yeah, because it's +3, +4, +3. I'm not sure how he's... Oh, no. That's 4 + 4 + 3. Okay. Nice, Riku. Did you pull anything nice at your pre-release? Anything exciting there? Yeah, very big damage on Nick this turn, and that is, ooh, that's Lace with Wither, or whatever the affliction would be called for the arrow buff, but if Alex takes damage from this, he's also going to get a Wither token, which is just going to make it so he does less damage with anything he plays from Arsenal on his own turn. Oh, hey, I mean, that's best case scenario. If you only 1 Majestic, but I mean, if your deck won, I think you and walked away with the better prizes that are only available at this event, so getting the mat and the Azuri Cold Foil are definitely a plus there. Nice job, man. This is painful for Alex, though, because his arrow is already going to have -1, so it's only going to come in for 4. Ugh, that's not great, but it is inertia, so if it hits, it's going to make sure that Nick can't arsenal anything at the end of his turn at the very least. Yeah, I'm hoping during one of the pre-releases I get to play it this weekend, that I can win the mat at least, because I really like the idea of having that for when I play Riptide. I like to have a mat that's themed for each of my heroes, and right now I don't have one. Oh, and you won it with Azuri? Nice. Well, I guess it's just fitting that you win then. But yeah, I definitely want the Pits mat, just so I can have one for my Riptide deck whenever I play it. Like I said, I like having a mat that matches the character I'm playing. So that would be nice. It's a very nice looking mat too. Yeah, Alex is definitely on the back foot here, though. Nick coming at him with power turns turn after turn. It's not over yet, though. Alex did get a lot of value out of all the armor he was able to block with, so he's taken a lot less damage and at least able to fire back some. A little bit more than most people would be able to with the cards they pull. All because of that legendary trench coat he's got. He still has one block on that, too. Yeah, getting mats and sleeve that match the colors of your character or match the theme of your character, it just feels like you're piecing everything together. Of course, we got Nick here playing with a snowman mat here in Florida, while we're playing from the pits. Definitely a clash in themes there, but you know, whatever works for him, man. That was a very funny snowman, I guess, on his mat. Okay, so Nick blocking 5 total damage, which means he doesn't take anything from that. Okay. Yeah, Nick has that... what are they talking about? Oh, he's giving back the Wither token. Okay. So Nick had to give up 2 cards to not take any damage there. It looks like he had mostly defensive cards. He's at least able to fire back with a Merkmile Grappler, but that's only coming in for 4, so it's not like anything crazy like his other turns were. Alex could block with 1 card from hand and then fire back with something pretty significant by comparison. Yes, I believe Brush Off does trigger. That's a good question, actually, because I know Brush Off has like a specific trigger condition. Let me check real quick. Brush off, brush off, brush off. Let me see. Generic. Let's see, brush off. Yes. So how brush off works is that the next time you be dealt 3 or less damage, since that's the red, prevent it. So blocks to get taken into account first before damage tries to come through. So since he blocked with a 2 block first, it meant that there was only 3 or less damage left to block. So yeah, brush off does trigger there. Ooh, Nick just defending with the Majestic that he got. Although for sealed and draft, that's not the strongest Majestic to get, so I don't blame him for using it as block fodder. Alright, there we go. Spire Sniping. Lets you look at the top 2 cards and put them back in any order, but it doesn't let you opt like normal cards. You just have to kind of put them back on top, just in a different order maybe, but not on the bottom. So, I mean, an okay 1 for 5. Not one that I would focus on putting in any of my like constructed decks, but one that's definitely decent value-wise in terms of like sealed and draft events. Ooh, Lace with Inertia coming out. Damn, Nick's packs were pretty good for Ranger. I can see why he picked it. He already got a couple Lace buffs alone, and all these other Go Again cards, so yeah, he's definitely got a strong deck for tonight. Ooh, Alex looking to block with his sunken trench, so yeah, I think he feels like he's gotten as much use out of it as he needs to for the night, so all he needs to do now is ooh, that's a pretty strong hand. So coming in for 8, and if it hits, it's going to give him a Ponder token, so that's a pretty strong hand from Alex. I could see why he decided to just make sure he didn't get that Inertia token. Yeah, I don't know I can't remember what that name of the card is that he's attacking with, but I know it creates a Ponder token if it hits, so definitely a strong turn from Alex here. Nick's deciding if he wants to let him have that extra arsenal. It could be a defense reaction. Ranger got the most defense reactions to play with, which could really mess up Nick's turn if he's trying to like close out the game or dominate something, for example. I don't think he can officially block 8 damage, though. He would need to give up, like, 2 arrows and a regular card. I don't think that's worth it. I think if you're Nick, based on the hand he's got, yeah, his hand's not great. Yeah, probably block with... Ooh, with 2 cards? Ooh. Oh, he's got the Ravenous Rabble. I guess the other cards... Oh, he's just blocking it all. Oh. Well, that was a pretty good turn from Alex. So now he gets to go into his next turn with all 4 cards in hand. Is this the comeback that Alex is looking for? Unfortunately, he did draw that instance that prevents damage. But at least if it's like yellow or blue, then at least he can still make use of it. Oh, he's only playing out that 1 card. Okay. So this card makes it so that if it hits and they have 4 cards in hand, they have to discard a card. So it basically... That's not how that works. No. No, Nick, that's not how it works. Oh, should someone go tell him? I'm gonna go... this is not a hyper-competitive event. I feel like someone should tell him, though. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. Alright, since they've already moved on to the next turn, we're just going to go ahead and leave it the way it is for now. Like I said, this is not a hyper-competitive event, and we're all locals here, we're all friendly players here, just looking to have some fun tonight, so I think it won't make the biggest difference in the long run. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. It's not going to affect, but I'll let them know after the game how it works so that it doesn't affect them too much. I mean... Yeah, I'll just let him know afterwards. So it looks like Alex got himself a Ponder token. That's pretty good. Do not know where he got that.
Oh, something for me. Yeah, it's a magical?
No. I don't play Magic.
That's what I thought. This person didn't.
So really getting down to the wire here, but I think Nick's deck, or unless the sleeves are just deceiving me, looks a little thinner than Alex's deck, so... Oh, no, he can block with 1 card, but the thing with Brush Off is that it only prevents damage if it's 3 or less damage, Tama. So, technically, if that was all that he put down, he should have taken more damage, is all I'm saying. So he only took 1, because I think it was the 4 damage one, or he only took 2, because it was the yellow, but he should have taken all 5 if he just put down Brush Off as the only defense. Ooh, giving him that inertia token. Yeah, that's why I was saying it's like, that's Brush Off. I just read the card effect literally a second ago, so I know that's not how that works. Yeah. It's alright. Like I said, these guys are kind of coming down to the wire either way. What's 3 extra damage between friends? Ooh, these Virulent Touches are really coming in clutch. This is a really good card in Draft and Sealed too, because if you try and block it out to not die, you still get a Bloodrot Pox token, so you might have to give up more cards just to prevent dying at the end of your turn. If he blocks from a hand, he's just going to end up getting a Bloodrot Pox. I mean, that should be fine, though, if he keeps a blue in hand to pitch at the end of his turn to prevent the damage. But at that point, do you want to give up that much momentum? That's the real tricky question there. Alright, so he did decide to... Oh, no. Is it block from hand or is it block with an action card? I keep forgetting some of these, like, little bits that are... Or these little tidbits from all these cards. Hang on a second. Let me look at Virulent Touch. Virulent Touch. No, it says defended by a card from hand. Did he not defend with a card from hand? No, there's the Blood Rot Pox. Okay, I see it. I see it. For some reason, I didn't see where they put it on the table. Okay, good. Really coming down to the wire, though. Nick had a pretty commanding lead at first, but now Alex has really brought it back in these last couple turns. Ooh, he's got the Withering Shot. Oh, but wait. Oh, he's got 2 cards in hand. I thought he only had 1 card in hand and just wasted his only pitch just to flip it up. Oh, this is pretty good. This is a Withering Shot coming in for 6 because of the aim counter. And Withering Shot would definitely hamper Nick's turn. Well, first of all, it would kill him right now if it hit for full damage. So he doesn't have to at least block with 1 card, but getting some extra... what's the word I'm looking for? Or weakening the attacks he can play from Arsenal when you're playing as Ranger is definitely not great. He does have that 1 card, that generic, that spreads tokens to your opponent if you already have the tokens, so that would have been funny to play in response. But I don't think he wants to risk taking that much damage and going to 1. All it takes is 1 Blood Rot Pox trap to... Ooh, oh no. Alright, Alex is going to have to give up 2 cards because he's going to have to block the initial damage, and then when the Blood Rot Pox comes, he's going to have to pitch a blue at the end of his turn to make sure not to die. That's not great. That's not great. Yeah, this might be game over for Alex at this point. What is he going to block with? Does he even have a blue in hand to pitch away for that? Oh, if he doesn't have a blue, then that's like the worst too. Yeah, this is where this card's strength really comes in, because you leave your opponent with the fact that they're still going to take 1 if you only block 1 card from hand, but then you have to pitch to not die to the Blood Rot Pox. That's crazy. And Nick still has 2 cards in hand, which is kind of funny too. Yep, here comes the Blood Rot Pox. But you just didn't get to use them because there's no like reactions in this set, as far as I know. At least not for Ranger in this set. Man, this is such a close game. I wonder if Alex has just like a 0. No, he's got 3 cards in hand. So all he needs is 1 attack he can load with the bow, and then a blue pitch to not die, so he can fire this Inertia off. Yep. So Inertia's still coming in for lethal. Definitely not fun for Nick, I guess, if it hits, but it's not the worst either, because it'll only trigger at the end of his turn. This might be the time where Nick blocks with 1 card and tries to finish Alex off now. Yeah, no, this game really did come down to the wire. There was no there was a straight lead from the beginning, but it definitely closed the distance slowly as both of them were whittled down to the last health. Oh, what's Nick gonna block with to go ahead and try and finish off Alex next turn? I didn't get a chance to see what he arsenaled either, so it could be either a really good attack or a buff or something he can use. Or maybe he'll try and opt to see if he can dominate Azalea to go ahead and close out the game. He only has... I think Nick only has 1 card left in deck, so if he doesn't finish off Alex next turn, it might be over. Ooh, yeah, that's one card. That's one card left in deck. Oh no. That's the downside to Ranger in both constructed and sealed formats. When you run out of cards in your deck, you have 0 ways to attack. Even if you have cards to pitch still, you don't have a weapon to attack with. So always unfortunate there. Does Nick want to give up? Can he afford? Yeah, I guess he can afford to give up 2 cards to not die here, so long as Alex has the pitch for it. Yep, he's got the pitch, so no Blood Rot Pox death. If Nick knows that that's an arrow card, though, and he can dominate with Azalea, that might just be alone enough to close the game now. Ooh, no, okay, so it's just this infecting... This is the one that, based on whatever tokens you have, you go ahead and give those back to your opponents when you attack with this. So if he did have, like, if Nick had Blood Rot Pox right now, he'd give another one to Alex at the same time. So a very funny card for at least the sealed and, the sealed formats. Not really something I expect to see too much play in the constructed formats. Ooh, this is a really great two-card block from Alex, because now he gets a Ponder token for his next turn. Yo, this is looking pretty... Oh, Nick only has 2 cards in hand. Oh, this may be looking like an Alex win right here, just for cards left in deck. What has he got to play this turn? Definitely a great first match, though. We did not see that it would come down this far at the end. That's what I love about this set. I could already tell this set has a lot more surprises or a lot more play. Ooh, Alex doing nothing. Okay, so he just wants to make sure he can get something to play in Arsenal, maybe, or defend from an Arsenal. Oh, I wonder what Nick can even do to try and come back, but if Alex knows I think Alex only has 1 card left in deck now, but he only needs 1 4-damage arrow or something to connect after Nick tries to attack. Ooh, that's a good one, though. Coming in for 6, but, I mean, if Alex defends with 2 cards, Nick's only going to have 2 cards left in deck after this turn at all. Ooh, and I wonder... I think, no, the Blood Rot Pox trap in this set only works on reaction, so he can't, like, cheese Nick with that. I think that's it, though, funny enough. 2 traps away, so Alex giving up none of his attacking cards, at least, to defend this, but... Ooh, I wonder if Alex set up an arrow in his arsenal, or as the last card in his deck, so he can dominate something now. Is that going to be enough, though? Because they both have 2 cards left. Is this going to end in a draw, even? I have no idea what Alex has to go ahead and finish off Nick here. Oh, and Alex just arsenaling. He only... What is this? Does Nick have no cards to attack with, I wonder? He has some... That's a Widowmaker. Yeah, he's got 2 Widowmakers. Oh, wait. Wait, Widowmaker is kind of insane right now, because Alex needs to block with 2 cards to even... to make sure he doesn't die to it. Oh, he had Toxicity, too. That would have been a great on-hit effect. Oh, he's doing the Azalea attack? Oh, he has the non-attack in Arsenal. Oh, that sucks. And I think that's come to fight there. Yeah, Alex was doing Azalea's ability right there, so would put it there, and yeah, he's just gonna put it face up. I don't think anyone can win now. Cool. I think that's a GG. No, neither player has an attack left to finish off the game, and that's how we play Ranger and Sealed. Dang, that came down to the wire, though. That's amazing. Oh, if Alex had been able to have an attack to keep with that Toxicity, all he needed to do is hit with 1 damage, and we've dealt to 3 extra damage at the end of it. Man. Hey, what's up, Bronson?
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
Bronson joining me here in the recording room, in the sound stage, whatever you want to call this. The sound studio.
I think we just need to put more cards in our deck, right? Like 30 cards just ain't enough.
I'm pretty sure Alex and Nick both usually do put in more than 30 if they can. Maybe they either didn't have enough playable cards, or they just bad timing to defend with the cards they want to attack with versus getting the defensive cards. Because Alex had 2 defense reactions there at the end game. It would have been way better for him if they were attacks to choose from.
Yeah, so one other game out here with Jamie, and he almost went into a draw. It came down to the wire. The last attack finished him off, but man, it seems like Ranger can really, the Ranger on Ranger, end in a draw if you don't have enough cards to beat people out and you block too much.
Yeah, that's upsetting. Ooh. Oh, is he giving it to Alex? Oh, okay. They might be doing a gentleman's agreement, or maybe
Rock,
they're
paper,
saying
scissors, or
no. You can't do that in Flesh and Blood. You can't rock paper scissors it.
Game?
I think so. Technically, at the end of a Flesh and Blood match, you are allowed to concede if you feel like or if you can like say that there's no way that I can defeat my opponent, and one of the players can concede. But I think this is just an unfortunate situation where just both of them ending in a draw at a pre-release event here just kind of sucks.
That rule that you said is probably one of the most important rules, I think, as a competitive player, because sometimes it's more important to take the L. You don't want the draw. If you get into that bubble and you have a draw, you're not winning, you know?
Exactly.
If you get a loss, you might have a chance.
Exactly. So. What a draw, indeed. What a draw. Man, that's such a crazy way to end, is that they have no attacks. Yeah. Cards in hand, but nothing. Just a couple cards, but nothing to attack with. Ooh, and it looks like Nick had some more virulent touches in his sideboard there. He could have included those. I think he should now that he has the opportunity to sideboard. Well, remember, in any sealed events, you can sideboard in between matches with any of the cards that are in your pool, so.
Which is really helpful, and I think with this set, because you have these hybrid cards, right? Mm-hmm. You can have a lot more cards in your sealed deck.
Yeah.
With my pool, I think I could have included approximately like 43 or 44 cards in my whole deck, which is way more than previous sets. I mean, what with Monarch, it's like you can barely do 31 or 32.
Yeah, Monarch's a little more harsh. Oh, looks like they're calling the second round, Bronson.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Heading out. Good luck, Ryan.
Well, I'm going to come out here and choose our next table stream, but we'll be right back in a second with the next match, guys. Alright guys, no breaks here. We're going right into the next round. We got Pedro versus Jamie. And we got Jamie here on Riptide, and Pedro is on Katsu. Playing the adult version, that's illegal.
I thought you were resting and recuperating.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep going, alright, man?
Go hard, go hard.
Yes.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, now this is what I was waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. We get to see some Riptide gameplay this night. He's got both, so... excuse me. He's got both of his cards face down, but I wonder if Jamie actually got one of the other quivers. I don't think you want to play one of the other quivers in a sealed event, though. I think Riptide kind of needs that one-time save from his arsenal, just in case it's something that might get stuck there or even destroyed by something like Wreck Havoc. Yeah, he's on his boy Katsu, so no changes. Oh, no, wait. Well, he's got the right mat for it. I can't remember. Does Pedro play Katsu? I know he played Fi a bit. I haven't had a chance to play with Pedro in forever, man. Pedro, I missed you. But yeah, look at this. We got Katsu versus Riptide. Looks like each player has 3 equipment they were able to get this time. At least in sealed, it's a little easier to get equipment than draft, because you get to just pick from your own pool, of course. So. Nothing, no surprise there. Hey, what's up, AJ?
I don't have a chair.
Go grab a chair then. You know, you got it. You're stronger than me. Not even a joke there. But yeah, we got the one character, actually one of 2 characters for sealed in this set that has the 19 health start instead of the, what's it called, regular 20 health start. The other one is actually Arachne. The Arachne in this set actually has 1 less health than normal. So...
You need to bring the mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. I think the mic is actually supposed to stand up, but like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, now AJ's joining me in the room, everyone.
And Evan.
Oh, and Evan. Yo, it's a party back here.
And that one's like actually free. You don't even need to pay for Amazon Prime.
No, it's just smash that like button, you know?
Support the stream. It's literally free now. I guess following is free too, but
Yeah, we got a good crowd coming in. Sorry, like I said, we started a little late, but everyone's coming in. Boy Riku here was able to win his pre-release tonight, so we congratulated him. He actually won with Azuri to get the Azuri.
Let's go.
Yeah. God, so much excitement this weekend. I can't wait to play Riptide, but I'm also down to play anything else that's any of the other heroes. Just depending on my sealed pool, obviously. I don't want to just hard put Riptide if I don't get anything good for him.
Nah, I'm just gonna just force Arachne.
I think that's a solid game plan because like worst comes to worst, you just block 9, swing 1 back every turn. I
You
think
could
a
do
genuine
that.
strategy in this sealed format is like you just play the whole pile and try to fatigue people.
That's not terrible, especially against the
Not a lot of
Rangers.
heroes have like the damage to even combat that.
The only thing you got to worry about is getting countered by Azalea dominating something. So
I mean, yeah,
that is a thing. That is a thing.
That's if they even have the damage necessary.
So
to
this is
actually
he's
push
actually
through.
playing a Spire Sniping here for 6, right? That's the Spire Sniping card.
Yep,
right?
that is
Yeah.
Spire Sniping.
Is that a blue? I can't tell.
I think it is a blue with a buff on it.
Yeah, red's got the periphery. Blue spire sniping maybe? I can't tell.
I was gonna say from here it looks like they're both red, which is weird because it definitely should be
Both red,
buffing.
If it was both red, I think it would be for 8.
It would be. That's why I'm confused.
I think one's blue, one's red.
Oh, I'm so confused. But okay, so one of those is definitely the blue version of it. But either way, definitely not a terrible start to Jamie's first turn. I don't think there's anything that Katsu really has to worry about, but you just block out on the first turn and drop like you normally do, unless you really like your hand.
I think Katsu is probably one of the scariest heroes in this format, especially if you let him go second, because like it's one of the only decks that can
Ooh, giving up 3 cards for it.
fully
There's
utilize
probably
a
2
4
blocks
card
in there or
hand.
something.
Yeah, but
Hey,
one
we
of those.
could just sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, there we go. Ooh, that's a funny animation that they got there. The
I used to
dancing
have tails.
dinosaur.
I need to find tails again. But anyway, so Pedro just drew back up. Right?
Yeah, because it's.
Oh, that was still the first turn?
That was still the
Okay.
first turn. Yep.
Freaking slow play over here.
They're busy reading their cards, man. Give them a break.
That's fair. Yeah, I think Pedro is actually reading his cards right now.
What do you mean he didn't pay attention to every single spoiler as soon as it came out and memorize each card?
Dude,
Pedro
Pedro's
and
a
I-
judge, bro. He should
Pedro
just
and I
know.
played a game before the tournament started, and he like goes like Mask of whatever that thing is. The name's like Welling Gustwave.
Many faces.
Swings with a
And
be like water / Welling Gustwave, and then Bonds of Ancestry and like banish something, and then he didn't have the combo card in his deck, so it's just a 0 for 4.
I mean, a 0-4 is still good.
No, it's not terrible. Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
That is funny.
Just banishes it. Yeah, why not?
It's not doing me any good there anyway.
So this is a cut down to size?
I don't think you get any.
Yeah, cut down to
options in
size.
his
This is
deck.
the one that if you get hit by it and you have 4 cards in hand,
Yeah, so it just commands a block every single time.
It's like a blue winner's fight with some damage.
With some damage, yeah. So blocking with cut down the size of his own and a
5.
I can't see that other card.
good old big block.
Merkmile Grappler.
I don't even know the name of that card because
I don't actually know the name of the card either. Is that from Rob?
Robin Alex.
Mark Mall Grapnel.
Engulfing Flamberge Weevil.
So here we see Jamie's gonna pitch the
Ravenous
Ravenous Rabble. He's not gonna flip it first. Just
He's playing
the
that
card.
Wheeling Renegades. Freewheeling Renegades.
Is it the one where you block it and it gets -2?
Yeah, the one where you get more value just by blocking with 1 card to it.
No, one's less value. Or is it?
Or I'm sorry, you get value as the blocker. You get value just by blocking with 1 card.
Not unless he has a reaction, bro.
Oh right, it does have to be an action card.
No instance here.
Yeah, there is. There's the Peace of Mind.
No, I was saying to block the.
Oh, to block it. Yeah.
Block the card.
I thought you meant like
Not
in the
instance
set.
block in the first place.
Definitely value there. And I see he blocked with the 1-2 punch, which is a pretty cool head jab card, especially in sealed, but not like the strongest card. So giving it up to block that much damage was a pretty good trade-off. What
Katsu's a difficult deck to build and seal. It really just depends on what you're given.
are you talking about? Just put in all the 0 blues that you can and just dachi lock them. That's all you need to do. That's all you need. Good old dachi lock and sealed.
Yeah, I mean that was my strategy when I was playing Arachne.
Woo!
See a surging strike coming in for a big. I think it's a
4 go gun. Yeah. I
Yellow
did.
pitch.
I did see he had the spring. What is it called? Spring load. Spring load.
Spring load the 1 for 5. It's the last card in your hand or whatever. When you play
Yeah,
it.
if you have no cards in hand when you play it.
That card's fire.
It's interesting, but that's what's in his arsenal, so he does technically have another card in hand he has to play first to get the full value out of it.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you should just be able to Kodachi.
Or Descending Gust Wave. Or yeah, he can Kodachi and then pitch for the spring. You're right. Oh no, that's the
collapsing
Clutch trap.
Get him!
Get him, Jamie. He was so happy when he pulled this card. So collapsing trap. If it defends a card with go again, they have to discard their
Discard
hand and
that
draw
hand,
1 less
boy.
card. Discard their hand and draw 1 less card. I mean, one of the coolest things that come out of this set is the Riptide like specialization traps. And this
I'm
is,
so
like,
sad they're limited
2 out
to
of
1,
3
but
of
it's
them,
like I get why
Very
that's
good,
fair.
yeah.
They're so good.
and the other one's still good. It's just.
I put
less
them
good.
as like an average. If you
Oh yeah, and he
count them all
still
as one
triggers
card,
Arachne.
It's like the 6th best card in the deck, I think.
Yeah.
Or 6th best card in the set. If we're assigning all the blues an average value.
So he had a head jab. So the funny thing is that he's still going to be able to get full value out of the spring load now because now he has no cards left in hand.
Ooh.
So now
Thanks,
that's
Jamie, for the free +2.
to be
I
fair,
was
he
gonna be able to utilize this card anyway.
did get rid of the head jab, which is good. So that was an extra 3 damage he got out of Pedro's hand, which is
This
nice.
is a nice 0 for 6 there.
Basically.
I mean, it also just in a pre-release format. I mean, cards in deck is also relevant.
Yeah.
Ooh, and he was able.
Unfortunately, to get that full like 4 card value out of it, or 3 card value.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that's probably like very good.
All right, well, taking one from the trap activation, but the inertia token will not be doing anything today since
Solid
Pedro has
three
nothing
card
left in hand
mod.
anyway.
I'll say this: out of all the sealed formats I've had to, cover and draft and everything,
This
like,
one isn't horrendous.
well, the 2 games we've had on stream have been back and forth.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
this
saying.
is great.
This set is, I could already tell just by having dual type cards to make sealed and draft like a little more dynamic. This set was going to be fun, no matter what, for sealed and draft.
I think a big thing is truthfully a lot of the cards in the set suck, which like sounds bad, but for a limited like experience, if all the cards are bad, your games last a while. You see your second cycle even.
You get a little more back.
There's no good weapons. Too.
There is some value to what Evan's saying in terms of like powering down the format maybe just a little, especially in the limited pools. It does lead to, kind of that old school flushing. Like Welcome to Wraith. Very, very Welcome to Wraith-esque. This is.
A little. It's like
on stream went to a literal draw.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
unfortunate.
not even the time. You
That
know?
part is
I mean,
that
that's
part is
unfortunate,
bad. It's like
but
unfortunate, but
Me
Yeah.
personally, I love to see it.
Yeah.
You never see that happen. It's crazy.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that this one has a little bit more of the dynamic parts of Flesh and Blood with like reactions, instants, and everything else that Wraith didn't have without like imbalancing it too much or tipping the scales one way or another. Ooh, I think Pedro. Why did I say Jose? Has that new Majestic, the one that's the 1-for-3 with Go Again. If they block with an action card, you can put a
Give
card
and
back
take?
on top. Give and take. There you go.
Who's the guy who said the cards in the set suck? That's another one of our teammates. That's Evan.
Hello.
Andrew.
Talks a little off the cuff.
Am I wrong though?
I would say they don't suck. I would say they're definitely powered down though compared to like other.
There are
Compared to Rosetta Thorn, which just will end the game in a certain
Yeah,
amount
exactly.
of time.
You know.
Yeah.
There's no Titan's Fist. There's like no real weapons.
No Titan's
No
Fist.
Emberblade. You know.
I don't think Titan's Fist was the problem with Arya.
I don't think it was either, but like, there's definitely.
I think there was a certain hero ability that really just kind of drew out the game.
No. What? I do think there is like a difference though between like Spire's Bite and Titan's Fist and just like overall power level of like what it does to the game.
Oh, absolutely.
So what's that new card on the chain?
That is a Seek Horizon.
That
That's
is
not a new
that is
card.
not a new card. that is a
I'm seeing it at an angle, okay? So that's the one where you can put a card from your hand on top of your deck and it gets Go Again, right?
Yep, but he did not do that. I think Pedro is looking to arsenal the last card in his hand. So
It's a nice 0/4. That's a classic Katsu.
Yeah, good old Turtle Katsu deck right now. Do that 1/1/4.
Kadachi 0/4.
Well, it usually be like Kadachi 1 for 5 or whatever.
Oh, you're lucky.
Mm,
What
you're
1/5s
lucky.
are there?
There's still Flusterfist, right? Isn't that
That's a
one?
0.
ooh,
What's the middle one then? There's definitely a 1 cost in that chain.
Oh, Pounding Gale.
Yeah, that one.
I kind of don't even existed, honestly.
for which one? Which line?
Pounding Gale's up in the center line though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
So
card 7, not bad.
Jamie actually has a pendulum trap in his hand, which he just pitched with, but that's actually pretty good in the sealed because if
Ooh,
you
we're
do
doing
it on
aim
a
counter, baby.
ooh,
Aim counters, let's go.
oh, it's such a
What
it's
is
so
this
powerful.
arrow?
This is the withering shot that gives him the frailty token if it hits.
Dude, frailty against Katsu is like, it feels horrible.
This is coming in for 7.
Is that a no? It should be coming in for. It should be coming in. I can't tell what colors they are, so maybe that's what's throwing me off.
Maybe a blue's got the periphery with a red arrow because it's a 1/5 that gets +1 with the
Sounds right to me.
aim
Yep.
counter.
The aim counter, yeah. But
And
he's
so
got
the-
what I was about to say about the pendulum trap is that if you can get that to trigger on a reaction, that thing is insane because it just mills 2 cards off your opponent's deck.
I do want to say the frailty token against Katsu is actually probably the most value you'll ever get out of that token.
Not even just Katsu, against the assassins too, because they play one hit daggers
Yeah,
too.
but I mean, I feel like the assassins are less reliant on their daggers.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
right.
they're good. Don't get me wrong, but like Katsu not having Kadachis is like really
I'm
terrible.
testing CC Katsu and like you have frailty against you and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and that's
Die.
full power.
Especially if like your hand's not
Ooh,
blocking
blocking.
your like hand quality too. Ooh, we see some armor in use.
And here, I will say, if you guys are going out to your pre-releases, your drafts, come to fight. Don't sleep on it. Blocking
Insane
for 3
card.
is really good.
I mentioned that in the first round. The fact that it's a buff that blocks for 3 and is as flexible as it is, it's just always a. I think especially in your sealed pool, to keep as many cards in your deck as you can, it's a must include.
It's like one of the only generic 3 blocks too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be the only Like majestic one.
Non-majestic one. You might be right out of the non-dual type pools because there's definitely some dual types that block for 3.
Oh, those are generics though.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like both the decks look like they're getting pretty thin already.
Everything looks thin from up here.
No, but I'm saying like if that happens again, then Pedro just wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We see Be Like Water, which basically just says block this for 3, opponent. I'll make the choice for you.
Does say block it for 3 because if it hits, you get to choose basically one of the starter cards out of Ninja. So Surging Strike, Head Jab, or Twin Twisters, and it gains that name.
And functionally, it's usually a really important spot to block it on the first attack, especially because not only is that like the on-hit trigger for the Be Like Water, it's also your Katsu trigger.
Question from Damon Robinson. Does everyone in the pre-release get a token set of the heroes and weapons unless they actually open one? So you do actually get to, whenever you open packs, you're going to get most of the tokens you need. If you ever get a token, or you need a token that you didn't open, the store should be able to provide those for you. Tokens are, to borrow a term from another game, are basically your land station. If you've ever drafted or played Sealed in Magic, you will be able to play any token or hero unless that... or any weapon or hero, except for anything outside of the token slot. So like the majestic daggers and things like that.
Big secret
Yeah.
resin for 4.
I think Matt did say that he got extra tokens from LSS
Yes.
with his kit. So.
Yes, so that's what I was saying. They get a box of tokens. You don't have to open them. They will be provided to you should you need it
And like
at your
realistically,
event.
you're probably only going to be using like anywhere from like 4 to 6 tokens.
There's 2 tokens in the packs too, and
There's
you
2
get
tokens
6
in
of
the
them.
pack, and
And they're
they're
double-sided.
double-sided, so like people aren't going to be using them all. You'll
The funny thing is that
hopefully
each
people will
character
share, you
needs
know?
3 tokens to play with. You got the bow and quiver for each ranger that you play, and then the 2 daggers and whatever your character is for
I
assassin.
wonder how
and
good
ninja.
it would be to just go for a 50-card fatigue deck. You know, that's actually like a
Valid
real
strat.
strategy because in Welcome to Wraith, which this is very similar to, the, what was it, Katsu, I think? Katsu
Katsu.
mirrors would just end up being bigger deck wins.
Especially that format has Drone of Brutality too, which
Yeah.
Oh my god, Jerome.
adds like an extra
I
layer.
almost forgot about that card's existence.
But yeah, I played Arachne today, and I thought about just like adding in everything. So I think it's viable.
Looks like Jamie got quite a handful of traps. The only problem is the ones that require attack reactions to be played on the chain to trigger are not that common in the sealed format.
They really aren't. They're really the only attack reactions you'll see is like Assassin.
I was gonna say Assassin does actually have quite a handful. Not
Yeah, I think
not
I got-
Ninja, surprisingly.
I got like 3 Razor Reflex-esque effects in my pool.
So here we go, back
Ooh,
to
he's playing
Pedro's
Hurl,
turn.
or not Hurl. That's the one that that gives +1 to your dagger if it hits.
Looks like it's not going to hit here. Jamie choosing to block it out. Pedro not using damage dice for me.
That's all right. I can see that one's the red, if my eyes are working.
Big question. Anyone opened a Dishonored and played it? I don't think I've seen a Dishonored.
Alex
and
opened
Alex,
Dishonored.
Oh, did he?
Alex
He's not even
opened a
playing
Dishonored.
it, though.
He's not playing
He's playing
Katsu, though.
Ranger.
Oh wow.
He's playing Ranger, so no Dishonored right now. No Dishonored tonight.
Oops.
I would love to see that on stream, though.
That would.
Here's
be
a card I
hilarious.
do know.
I just
Surging
saw
Strike.
Ooh my
Surging
goodness.
Strike. Good old classic from Welcome to Wraith.
Is that a red?
Looks like a red coming in for
Swinging in for
5.
5?
Big old 5 and go again.
This is kind of wild though. Jamie has been defending the whole time, and he's still down to 11 to 16. This is not. It's not looking too hot for Jamie right now.
Yeah, Jamie's deck's getting pretty small. And having to defend so much has not really proved fruitful up until this point.
Yeah, especially when you're Ranger and your deck is your limit of attacks, you know?
Yeah, so he's still holding on to that come to fight in his hand. Looks like we're just going to maybe get a Kodachi swing here. Probably another Kodachi swing afterwards. Interesting enough that Pedro didn't lead with the Kodachis to maybe, you know, you never know. Sometimes you get a card or not, but
Maybe he was trying to bait the hit or be able to... Yeah, I think he was hoping it would hit so he could go search for the Descending Gust Wave. Because that's a 0 cost in his hand that he could have discarded.
I think also too, because like the first attack buffs your next.
I'm kind of surprised. He's really blocking it out. He could have saved
Yeah.
one of those for his arsenal, unless it's a 0 cost in his arsenal. But even then, you don't want to just give up all your cards to one hit. Oh yeah, things are not looking good for Jamie. Unless actually Pedro's deck is kind of looking thin. Not as thin as Jamie's, but like it's definitely starting to get there. Oh, there it is.
To like just
All right, so we see the good old Post Malone coming down, but this is just 2 damage. And really, if Pedro decides not to block here, this is the one where he gets a Blood Rot if he blocks it, right? So
Blocks her hand, yeah.
if I'm Pedro, I'm thinking I just eat this all day long, honestly, at 2 damage.
Because otherwise you're gonna get a Blood Rot Pox that tries to do 2 damage,
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take the good old Posty and move on.
easy, bro. Great.
Old school.
You already know, dude.
Yeah, I think Pedro's thinking about this for a long time, but I really don't think. I don't know. I just take that 2 damage. I mean, what's the point of blocking the card?
If you block, you're just burning a card.
And then you're also still taking 2 damage from the Blood Rot Pox that you blocked with.
That's not a great hand for Jamie. I saw 2 death touches.
Unfortunate.
All he needs is a card that he could activate from hand, and he gets to put the Death Touch in Arsenal.
Yeah, he gets to play Cheating Counter, just Death Touch him. Easy.
But Pedro has a full grip, other than he doesn't have an Arsenal card, but a full grip going into this turn. See a head jab. We're going to see that Kodachi. Good old Kodachi.
The blue head jab.
If it's a blue head jab, it's probably headed for the pitch zone. There it goes.
There it goes. Easiest breed of my life.
Kodachi.
Yep, Jamie's going to take the one.
Okay.
Tell me his damage dice while you're out there.
Goodbye, Evan.
I wonder if he saw something.
Gone but not forgotten.
Ooh, there's a reaction. So that's the one that gives +3 to a dagger attack. Oh,
So
man.
Jamie dropping to 6, keeping a 4-card hand.
If Jamie actually had... Oh,
And
it's
then a Ravenous Rabble. What color are we going to hit off the top?
This is funny in Katsu.
I
That
think
is
it's a red
Wreck
Wreck Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Red Wreck Havoc off the top, making this Ravenous Rabble for 4.
What card does he have left in hand?
I think it's another Seek Horizon. I think.
I think that was Be Like Water.
I do love that you're tilting your head as if you can see around his hand on camera.
You're correct.
You guys can't see it, but Ryan was tilting his head as if he could peek around the corner. Trying to look at that card in his hand.
I just want to know. Ooh, Pedro's got 3 cards left in deck.
Uh-oh.
Woo!
They're both actually pretty low, but unfortunately for Jamie, Pedro has 14 life. That's a lot to kind of surmount here.
Jamie needs to load that card face up if he's trying to load with an arrow with the, yeah, there you go. Oh, it's a Withering Shot. That's really good.
I got your dice on stream now, AJ.
Thank you, thank you,
So
thank
story
you.
time.
Yeah?
Oh, you stole the dice. That's
Yeah,
right.
held them in my bag. I was like, I don't know where these came from. Oh, yes.
So Withering Shot is a great comeback, though, because this can really swing momentum back into Jamie's favor. Because losing the Kodachi hits and damage on whatever card that Pedro is arsenaled can really give Jamie some breathing room to hopefully come back.
And also just, you know, Pedro is running out of cards, right? So, I mean...
He can always keep pitch for his Kodachis, but that's
don't-
not as threatening as, well, the better attacks that he could be using.
I like that
Hopefully
Jamie
he's
always threatens
optimizing.
he always shows the token that he's threatening.
Flashes it. Flashes it
He
on
does
screen.
that in like every card, like every deck that he plays.
Yeah, Alex does too. He puts it underneath the attack so that it shows, oh, the on hit's coming.
I used to
Kind
do
of like
that.
how Frostbite, yeah, people would do that on the, what was it
Winter's
called?
Wail.
Winter's Wail, Frostbites.
Forgot his name so soon.
Yep. Gone and forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten.
No, gone and forgotten.
No,
I
no,
forgot
no.
it.
I still very vividly remember it.
I thought you got my dice on stream, bro. What happened?
I put him over there.
Did you tell him?
I was like, yo, look.
Tell him to use them.
Ooh, Jamie getting the hit off, so
He's not gonna be able to use him like Kodachis this turn.
that's really good for Jamie. even if Pedro still has a full hand, that's a lot of breathing room for Jamie here.
It's a big frailty token too. So one of the cool things about the pre-release, if you guys have a chance to go, is you actually get a full set of these tokens. They're double-sided, but
Ponder included.
you get a cold foil ponder, and then you get a that's on the side of inertia, and then you get the blood rot and the frailty back to back as well. So it's pretty cool to go out to your pre-releases and just get those cold foil tokens. Only going to be available at pre-release, then they're gone. So
Yeah, funny thing is, I think it's in Baltimore. They're going to be handing out rainbow foil versions of them.
yeah, I'm like, I don't even want this anymore.
You got that Crown of Providence mat though, right?
No,
You don't?
I'm gonna sell it.
You are?
Yeah,
Dang.
you want
No.
it?
I'll just buy my own package.
I can sell it to you for cheaper than the package.
No. Well, I'm just not gonna like buy a package because I don't want to play in the calling.
He just knows he's gonna make day 2.
Exactly.
Day 2.
I'm very excited for Baltimore,
I'm
especially.
actually going 16-0.
I'm very excited for Baltimore having Outsiders be legal, a new draft set, a new breath of fresh air after having drafted Uprising for what feels like an eternity.
Yeah.
I really liked
Yeah.
Uprising when it came out in terms of the draft setting, but it just overstayed its welcome.
I think so too, especially because it was very rock paper scissors. This set does not feel rock paper scissors.
Not yet. We'll see.
I mean,
You
it
never
can't be
know.
rock,
I
paper,
mean-
scissors. There's 6 heroes.
Swinging with the dot sheet
Winter's
for
Whale
0.
did nothing wrong. Winter's Whale did everything wrong.
No,
Winter's Whale had way too much value for a single
he didn't do anything
for a
wrong.
single weapon attack.
No.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Let's put that in the shop here.
Wreck Havoc.
Oh.
Okay, dude. So someone told me that card was like Command and Conquer Light, and I didn't read it, and then I played it, and it is not Command and Conquer Light.
It is. You can't play defense reactions on it, and if you hit, then you get to look at their arsenal and destroy it if it's a defense reaction at least.
Take my crown, give me my... I agree with that statement, Riku.
Take the Crown of Seeds? You want to ban an L before you ban the Majestic Weapon?
Yeah, dude. Let me get my Winter's Whale back.
That's probably why it should be banned then. Get out of here.
Jamie has 6 resources.
Ooh, Death Touch. Death Touch. He can just give him another Wither. Yo!
Can we be reasonable and get Pulse of Azeroth back?
No.
I do agree with that, actually. I do think they should have Pulse of Azeroth back.
You excited to get Oakenold again once that happens?
Yeah, it's fine. Get him out of here. The more he Oakenholds me, the faster he's out of the format. So,
There you go. That's the way to that's the way to put it.
so good old, what is this, a Death Touch, right? Coming in for 6.
Mm-hmm.
See, that is a Descending Gust Wave, 3 block I don't recognize, plus the mask.
That's the recoil. That's the one that's the head jab combo that takes a card out of their hand if it hits.
Ooh, that one's kind of fire. It's just a 0 for 3 though, right?
Yep.
But it blocks 3?
Yeah, because
Oh,
it only gets the extra effect on.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it only gets the extra combo if head jabs played
Does it
first.
get extra damage, or is it just a 0 for 3 still?
Still 0 for 3, no extra damage.
That's okay.
Ooh, the reactions here.
I'm an Oldham player and I love my hammer, okay? Oldham ain't princess. We are a
Ooh,
warrior.
pendulum trap. Yeah, the pendulum trap's back.
Technically, you're not a warrior. You're a guardian. There you go. You get what I mean. Yeah, you're a guardian. Don't you forget it. The pendulum trap.
It's gonna mill too.
And it's going to trigger right in mill 2. Pedro doesn't have them to mill.
baby.
He's running out of cards here.
Ooh, this is getting closer than I thought it would be. Nice, 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 nice. I knew that pendulum trap was gonna come around again. Pedro getting baited into milling his own deck.
And maybe Jamie still has.
Oh,
the path
that's
to-
his. That's his
Yeah,
deck.
Pedro is officially fatigued.
Oh, and I see attack.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got Ravenous
He's got-
Rabble in hand.
He's got the 5 cards left in his hand. Oh, Ravenous Rabble in his hand is pretty fire. Comes
Oh
in
yeah,
for
that's
5.
a 5 go again. That's good. There's a good chance that like if Jamie can actually like...
Oh, does Pedro have Ravenous Rabble? I was talking about Jamie.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Jamie's got Ravenous Rabble right there.
Okay.
I say if Pedro does have one in hand, there's a good chance he can just like no block and kill him.
I mean, here comes the Ravenous Rabble.
Ooh,
Coming in
Death
for
Touch.
4.
4 go again.
So I think we've already gotten past the point where he can no block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can no block this, and you probably do no block this, but.
Oh, wait, what? Did he not take any damage? Oh, was that... Oh, that might have been a blue and revealing a blue, maybe?
Oh, it must.
It must have been, because it didn't come in for any damage. Pedro did not block, so...
This is a withering shot.
This is Wither... Oh my god, this is so good. And this is the arrow with Go Again.
Did the withering shot go again?
Withering Shot? That's not a shot, that's Lace with Wither.
Okay.
Lace with Wither. So this is also a really good turn.
Turns it into
because-
a withering shot.
Yeah.
With go again.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I don't even know if Jamie has something to play out of his hand, though, afterwards. I don't think so.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like Pedro's out of cards in deck almost.
I think Pedro just takes this, though. He's got 8 health left. The Wither's gonna suck for a turn, but, like... I don't know, do you want to give up cards that could just finish the game? Jamie's got, like, 2 cards left in deck.
The deck definitely got way more defensive, Riku, that's for sure. I agree with that, but I think the hammer was a little overstated for a one-hander, to be honest.
For a one-hander. If it was a two-handed hammer that had that effect, I'd be totally fine with
I
it.
died for the Stagelmeister's sins.
I don't think so. I think honestly the hammer should have honestly just came in for 3 with the exact same effect, but that's just me.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Nice still ice.
But that's going back and redesigning.
Ooh, Infecting Touch is 0 for 4 here. It's a pretty strong closer for this.
Your Pedro's gotta take it, right?
I feel like you should.
So what's this card do?
This is the one where if you have any of the tokens, it copies them onto your opponent. So if you have Frailty or Blood Rot Pox, it passes them onto your opponent.
Yeah, so if you have one,
it
that's kind of
mirrors
a
it.
cool theme for a card, like a cool flavor for a card. You're like, I'm sick, now you're also sick.
Yes, that is exactly the theme there, and it's really good in sealed actually, because there's higher chances that you're going to encounter those tokens overall. And it's just a 0 for 4 at red, so honestly not bad. Oh, Jamie's down to his last cards. I know one of them's Death Touch too, so he can't just play it next turn. Ugh, this is not good. Yeah, I think
that means that I don't know if Jamie's actually
that is a blue
able
head
to get to his next like.
that is a blue head jam. Win.
Man, this is interesting. So yeah, another fatigue matchup.
Ooh, this is
I can't
feisty
afford this
locals.
single.
No, this is the one that gets +2 if you block with a card from hand.
Oh, does it?
Oh no!
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
blocking with an action card. So.
Well, that's all Jamie has, a Death Touch and another arrow.
Yep. So he does have to block with the arrow
Dang.
here.
If Jamie blocks with another card, the game's over. There it is. Yeah, Pedro is going to walk away with this because after the turn ends, the frailty will go away, and he'll just be able to swing Kodachis until the game is over. So Pedro will win the game there.
Such a close match, though.
I think
I was
it's a red
not
hand,
expecting
too,
it
which
to
is like-
get that close at the end. That was really funny, though, when he pendulum trapped those extra 2 cards.
Yeah, no, that was huge. I thought Pedro or Jamie really had a chance there at the end, but really just came down to not being able to close the game out. I think just he blocked maybe just a little too hard earlier, like didn't really
Yeah.
send damage. He passed quite a bit, so
It's really a
It took a
tough
while,
balance
I
with
feel,
Ranger
to,
in
like,
this format,
stabilize,
because when
though.
you have
Yeah,
seals
100%.
and you don't have as much control over the cards in your deck, running out of cards is just a death sentence, honestly. Like,
it
on
was
its own.
a super close game, and I want to say, hey, we have 10 people watching. That's double digits. Let's get up to more viewers, man. If you guys can like and subscribe to this channel and share this post, let's get a lot of people watching this pre-release. You know, one of the first live streamed events with these cards. Super excited to bring it to you guys. So if they got the Death Touch in Arsenal and they didn't die, the Tunic could win the game. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, 100%. He was trying to do that. He was holding on to that Death Touch, but unfortunately just
Feisty locals
like,
coming in a little too hard.
the exact right card that Pedro needed, getting the buffed whenever it's blocked. Super huge.
Because it was
there,
coming in
so.
for 2, and then it's like, oh, one more hit just kills it.
Crazy.
All right, so we're going to go to the Be Right Back screen. Hopefully not for too long, but we are going to bring you the next round very shortly. Don't go anywhere, and like I said, please share this stream around. Let's get a bunch of people chatting. I love this new set. I love having new games, so we'll be right back. Did you get music at all?
No, I didn't. Sorry. Alright everyone, hope you didn't miss us for too long. We are getting right back into the next round. Camera's being adjusted, I guess. But we have Bronson versus Nick now in the next round. Getting close to that top cuts as we go into the third out of 4 matches, at least for the day. Let's get Nick in there. So I believe that means Bronson and Nick are both 2-0 right now. And Bronson is on Arachne, Solitary Confinement. So for those of you who don't know, Arachne Solitary Confinement's ability is the first card you play each turn with Stealth has Go Again. Very simple ability, very blitz or sealed oriented ability, but definitely a strong one for those formats. But we do have, and he should start off with 1 less health. But I mean, Nick having Azalea and being able to dominate arrows, whether they have Wither, Bloodrot Pox, or Inertia, is definitely going to set Bronson back if he gets to set them up. So this should be an interesting one, though. First assassin of the night, I think. We're definitely doing at least 4 rounds. And I don't know if they're playing out top cut or if they're just going to pay to standings. The only thing they're playing for now is the one Uzuri and the mat, and then the other one I believe is going to be raffled off as our participation prize. But yeah, we'll see at the end how the players are feeling. Glad to see the Assassins get sort of representation on stream now. Not Uzuri, unfortunately, who has a little bit funnier abilities, but like I said, I do like Arachne as a hero on their aesthetic and everything, so I always like to see them on the field. Okay, so it is 4 and cut to top 4. Nice. No splitting. We're playing it out, boys and girls. Ah, there we go. Bronson adjusting his health accordingly. Was wondering when he was going to do that. And it looks like the game is underway. Looks like Nick is going first because he's eyeballing certain cards from his hands already. And Bronson's just putting his hand down, waiting for him to make the first move. I don't know if there are any 3-0 Azuris. I don't think there are, or else I think we would have tried getting them on the stream table. I think... I'll check after this round, though. Unless someone else out there can let me know. But I know these guys are 2-0 if we have them at the stream table, and Nick definitely won his first round, as we saw. What's he gonna do first turn? I almost feel like Ranger should always opt to go second, because you want to be able to make the most out of your first hand and not worry about your opponent just kind of free blocking everything. Unless you're Azalea, I guess, and you know you have a way to dominate an arrow with like a Seek Horizon. But even then, it's kind of dicey to say that you would have that. What's the word I'm looking for? Have that line up for you just on the first turn. Alright, loading an arrow onto Arsenal, pitching the brush off. Oh, he's just getting out of his hand. Okay, so he didn't have any arrows and he's just swinging for the 0 for 4. Not a bad first turn, because if Bronson decides to block to not take damage, if he wants to fully block it out, he has to give up 2 cards for it. Which, like we know, in a sealed format, is a lot of your deck already. Looks like he's probably just going to give up 1 card, though. I feel like giving up 2 is too much, like I said, in a sealed format. Oh, maybe 2? Maybe? Or maybe he'll pitch and give up 1 of his equipment now? I don't think you want to do that early against Azalea, though. I think you need to save those for the dominated attacks. Nope, there he goes. He's going off with the Inertia Trap, but no effect on it because the attack was not buffed. So Nick's just going to Arsenal and pass. Alright. So now we get to see the Assassin's first turn and see what he has to work with here. I see Come to Fight. think I see another trap in his hand, and I'm trying to see what the top card is. Anyway, I don't think he actually has a card with stealth in his hand, which is unfortunate for his ability if he doesn't. But he could always just pitch and go with the good old dagger strikes first. Good old dagger strikes. There it is. Spider's bite. So it looks like Bronson at least got a blue. The spicy. Oh, hey, Matt. The spiciest thing we saw pull tonight was 3 legendaries. We got the Sunken Trenchcoat, the Assassin chest piece. I forget what that one's called. And then the Quiver and Cold Foil. So that would be our spiciest pulls of the night. But, 3 legendaries in a single 16-player sealed pool is pretty crazy. Double Spider's Bite, but Nick blocking with the 2 block on the second one. Blocking for 1, but at least making sure he doesn't get double debuffed, and Bronson just arsenaling. Okay. Yeah, I think Bronson had a trap in hand, so I think he arsenaled that for, and he might just be looking to fatigue Nick out. Not a terrible idea if he doesn't get a lot of his stealth cards to play. Ravenous Rabble coming in for 3. Because that is the majestic yellow arrow that Nick just revealed off the top. Yeah, the Cold Foil Legendary was the Quiver. It is not extended. The only pieces that can be extended, I think, are the chest pieces in this set. And even then, it's not guaranteed in Cold Foil. There are 3 different versions of the chest piece legendaries: Rainbow, Cold Foil, and Extended Cold Foil.
How does the Quiver look in Cold Foil? Did you already answer that one?
Yes, I did. It does look nice, but it's not extended art.
No, yeah, not extended on that one. It is really pretty, though. The colors are really good.
Yeah, I like it. I like the purples.
Do you like that? So I was standing out there. I was like talking to them as they were setting up. Do you like that dagger pass turn from Bronson?
I think it's not too bad as a first, because he got, yes, I knew that was a defense reaction trap in his that he arsenaled, and now he got to give Nick a frailty token. That's really bad against Ranger because, like I said, when you run out of cards in your deck, you run out of attacks. Or when you run out of attacks, you have nothing left to hit with because you don't have a weapon. So giving him a frailty token that's going to debuff it is really, really harsh against Nick's full value out of his turns. Hey, what's up, James?
We have James Lockwood in the house.
Matt Paula also jumping in before you came in. So everyone's here. The whole party's here.
The
Let's
gang's
go.
here. Hey, if you guys aren't local, so you don't already know, check out thehaventabletop.com. Use promo code TEAMACG to save 10% off all Flesh and Blood singles. Already very well priced. And so saving 10% off that helps the stream a little bit and saves you a bit of money. So check out thehaventabletop.com. That is in the description. Back to the game here. Looks like Nick is deciding what arrow he wants to load with the... What is the name of this bow again?
Barbed Castaway.
Barbed Castaway. I almost said Barbed Undertow. I know that's the arrow.
Yeah, that's what I almost want to say by like just what rolls off the tongue better, I think. Barbed Undertow. Oh, this is kind of cool. So Nick is going to be firing with that new Majestic that gets +1 for what's what I'm looking for every time it gets buffed. So it's coming in for -1 because of the frailty token, but then it's going to get the +1 off the buff it's getting from Lace with Inertia. So this is 5 dominated.
5 dominated is actually pretty nuts. I mean, I think they're kind of just trying to figure out... ooh, Andrew's here too. I think they're just trying to figure out exactly how much damage this is coming in for, and I think they figured it out. So 5 damage dominated, which is pretty huge here. I think that's Azalea's win con here in this limited format. It's just a lot of dominated attacks, and you need to really get use out of that Azalea hero ability so you don't fatigue yourself.
Mm-hmm. The unfortunate thing is that at least on whenever Bronson decides to, he's got 3 equipment that each reduce damage for 1. So honestly, I almost think it would have been beneficial to play those out against an attack like this. But maybe he's just saving it for the kill shot. But just hope that he doesn't try and use them against a Murkmire grapple, because that can't be prevented. So, gotta watch out for that. Okay, here comes our first stealth card with Go again, thanks to Arachne's ability.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for knowing what these cards are, because as the predominant streamer, I really should have put in more effort for this set, but I just all the cards just look dark to me. It's almost like the same problem I had starting Uprising, where every card was just fire. I was like, everything is just looks like fire. It's either a fire or an ice card. And I finally learned those names. I'll get there too with this set.
I forget.
It's gonna take some time.
Yeah, I forget the name of all the assassin cards. I will admit I've definitely been paying attention more to the generics and ranger cards myself, and a few of the ninja ones. But this is the one that cannot have damage prevented from it, so no preventing cards. And he's playing the what's it called? What's the attack reaction that works on stealth cards?
Spike with whatever. So spike with inertia?
No. It's the 0 one that has Arachne breaking through the stained glass.
Oh.
The first one that was
removed. Yeah, the very first one that was spoiled.
It was that one. But then Bronson was sitting there with 2 inertia tokens because of the reaction.
So you actually do have to resolve the inertia tokens. So funny enough, what you'll do is you'll put all the cards to your hand on the bottom of your deck, draw up, and you'll do it again.
Really? It doesn't. But they don't both go off simultaneously at the start of turn before drop.
Yeah, but you resolve them still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you put them at the bottom of the deck. You don't draw before you resolve the second one. You just put them at your bottom of your deck again. Not like it matters.
Oh, I just thought what I said would be more fun.
You are correct, Andrew. This entire set speaks to my aesthetic for the grungy and you could almost say zombie-infested world of the pits at this point with all these diseases. Riptide brings you the gift of disease. Ooh, there it is, cut down to size. This is a great card in sealed formats because it just demands a block no matter what, so at least hampers your opponent's, I want to say momentum just a little bit. Making it so they can't just keep a full hand that they want to do some crazy combo off on you with. Plus, it's a 2 for 6, which is always just good value. Bronson choosing to block out all of it. Like I said, I think if Bronson can just, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Fatigue Nick outs. He has an easier time with that since he could just pitch and deal damage with daggers over time.
Yo, Matt, let us know if you get anything fire out of that crew box. I know you've been going off on those boxes on in the Wall Street chat, so let us know. Brando Lorian, Coldfoil Crater Fist. Let's go. Brando Lorian in the house, dude. We have quite a bit of you. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe the channel, and make sure you share this stream around. Let's get up to a huge number of people watching so that we can talk about Outsiders and just enjoy the probably one of the first tournaments that is being live streamed here at the Haven, or just in general.
I was gonna say probably one of the only pre-releases that's being streamed at all this weekend, but also on the Friday, so everyone gets to get the first look as soon as possible. I was gonna say, yeah, Riptide Makeshift Water Brute. I did mention that in the video I released today, so be sure to check that out if you're looking to play Riptide as well. But yeah, he's the Water Brute that not the Water Brute we deserve, but the Water Brute we need. But yeah, Bronson, that Freewheeling Renegades is such a weird card. The fact that it just minuses its own attack that harshly just when your opponent blocks. I think it's only with an action card, I guess, but still, that's what most people are going to block with anyway.
Yeah, so we're going into Nick's turn right now, the Azalea player. So Nick is going to play...
That's the arrow buff that says if your arrow has an aim counter, if that's in red, then all the red cards that Bronson blocks with block
so
for
Fletcher,
one less.
Fletcher Redtail.
Yes, that one.
I know that one.
Hey.
I think those are cool because you have the Fletch a colored tail. It's like Fletch a red tail, Fletch a yellow tail, and Fletch a blue tail, and they all affect the card that's Fletch a red tail affects red cards, and they actually change the color of the tail and the arrow in the art, which I think is really fun.
That is a cool cycle. Oh, and this is a dominated Widowmaker. That's crazy. No defense reactions, and any single red card that Bronson blocks with will have -1 to it.
That's actually a pretty cute combo there. So Fletcher Redtail affects the entire... Oh, no, it's a non-attack action, right? So...
No, it's any action card.
No. I'm saying Fletch,
sorry.
a Redtail is a non-attack action.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it's a non-attack action, sorry.
Yeah, so now this is coming in for 10. The red card's blocked for 1 less. He does have to give up 2 cards, or at least block with...
Nope, it's dominated.
Well, you can still... What I'm saying is he can still use a piece of equipment. As
Nope,
long as it
all
has
of those
0
have 0 block.
No, as long as... They have no block.
No block, that's what I meant.
Oh, so the common cycle here doesn't block for anything?
Nope, because their effect is when you pitch one, you can prevent a damage anytime.
That's
and
wild.
opt. I noticed that with all the cards, if they block for anything, they have Blade Break, and if they don't have any defense value, they just don't have any defense value.
That makes Widowmaker extremely huge in the sealed and limited format.
Yep. Definitely not in regular play.
I think you
most
still
decks have
give up 2 cards. Oh, it's dominated. Never
dominated.
mind.
You can't. You can't do it. This is the strongest card Azalea has to play with in this.
It looks like he's gonna give up a lot of his equipment though.
He's trying to reduce the damage while he can, since this is really the only opportunity he's gonna have to do it. And you do get to opt every time you crack that equipment.
Cold Foil Courage again?
What the heck?
Didn't you just get one of those? Let's go.
And it's from a case, not a box, right? Oh, double cold foil. That's crazy. Where did you even get that crew box? Where did you get it? That's crazy. It's rigged. It's stacked. Ooh, coming in with a Ravenous Rabble to try and take back some momentum here on Bronson's side. Coming in for 4 with Go again, so he didn't rip a blue off the top, which is nice.
Ravenous Rabble has already become one of the biggest staples of the sealed format that I've already seen. Ravenous Rabble is huge. Just a 4 Go again. It's basically, I mean, most of the time it's just a Scar for a Scar. That's always live. I mean, you do have run the risk that you are probably running some yellows and blues in your limited and sealed pools. So there's always the chance that you're going to hit one of those and it comes in for a little bit less. But even if you hit a yellow, it's not the end of the world. Coming in for 3 Go again is usually pretty good.
Unless you're playing the blue one, and then it's just 0 Go again. I think. Right? No, it's 1 Go again off of yellow. Sorry.
So what was that attack that he just played there?
That was... Oh, that's Hurl. That's the one where you can hurl a dagger in as you're playing it. But he is not doing that, obviously. I don't think he got the attack reaction to reload his dagger, so that would just be too much lost value over the course
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
game.
you would only really do that if it was a kill shot.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, kill shot with no prevention on their side.
Though sometimes I will say you don't always really need the second dagger in Arachne. I think I would not necessarily hold back too much giving up that second dagger if it was like useful. If I had another attack coming up that the dagger hitting and getting its effect would actually matter.
Yeah. We're going for the kill shot, like we said.
Yeah.
That is a fun use of it, at least. Now, how much is this coming in for? Because I can't see the color strips too well. 8. Okay, that's cool.
I do appreciate the double 4s and not the 6 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I prefer. I don't really care. I just think it's funny.
It just looks better.
Clean. Coming in for 44 damage.
Oh god, Bronson's dead.
This is a withering shot?
Yep, Withering Shot with the buff from the... I forget the name of that card, honestly. It's the one that's the non-majestic premeditate that lets you look at...
Bronson blocking with a...
That's, what's the one? Sedate. There you go.
I knew it was a one-word card.
Sedate. the one that gives the opponent an inertia token if it hits.
And the Wither is actually going to connect here, so Bronson is going to receive that Wither token. And so his daggers do not do anything, and any card played from Arsenal would be -1, but looks like this is going to be coming for 2 damage here.
This is Go again, too, so I think he's got something that he wants to play. I gotta say, when you're playing against Ranger, you take every chance, especially against Azalea, to block and try and hit with those daggers. So taking the Wither token and taking that much extra damage, I think is kind of risky on Bronson's part.
I think if it's just me, and I'm just kind of speculating here, I think this Arachne, if you're going Assassin, is probably going to be the bigger, the more likely hero that you get played. I think his pool will be a little bit easier to build around in terms of limited and limited in general. Though I do think, hey, Ragamuffin, man, I love it. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. But I think the Arachne with this Arachne, Solitary Confinement, is just much easier to build around compared to Uzuri. Uzuri is just, it's a really interesting effect, but she hasn't even been figured out in CC yet, and I think you're going to need a very specific pool to play her come Outsiders actual draft format.
Yeah, the fact that there are some cool effects that you can jump off of, like the stealth card that has dominates, and then you switch into a card that hits for like 6 or something is cool, but you need to have the pool that's like ready for that. Alright, looks like Nick used Brush Off to just block the damage from that stealth attack. And that is the other stealth attack that cannot have damage prevented, so unfortunately Bronson probably should have played that one first, but I guess he would have gotten the value out of it eventually anyway. Yeah, it might be easy to block out, but you gotta consider that when you have Spider's Bite to open up a turn, and some of the other reactions like Spike with Blood Rot or Spike with Frailty, there's a little more risk to just being like, oh, I block with a single card against these stealth attacks.
I think Azalea is going to be really, really kind of the big force in Limited, and maybe even in Constructed. Azalea's effects and on-demand Dominate kind of really push her to the edge.
Yo, there's the Rowdy Locals, or...
Yeah, Rowdy Locals. We're already talking about how we're just gonna. That's the name of our locals now. Just Rowdy Locals.
Nick going down to 1 though. He must really like what he has, even though he has a Wither token right now, to go down to 1 against Arachne. Because now he's in Dagger Lock. Not Dachi Lock exactly, but Dagger Lock nonetheless.
Dagger Lock's a little hard to maintain though. Usually you can only send like if Nick can put on any kind of pressure, and Bronson doesn't have like a 3-card hand, it's not the same. It's not the same as Kodachi's, where it's just so easy to do like Dachi thing.
Yeah.
The daggers, getting both the daggers off for 4 resources is, and then still having another card is just not as. It's nowhere near. I'm talking about in Constructed. I've had people at 1 life, and you just draw like a 3 red and a yellow hand, and you're like, I don't have it. Like they will have a turn.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say that it looks like, I think Nick has a Seek Horizon, so he's probably going for the Seek Horizon Dominate play, is what it looks like. Because he has 3 cards in hand. So he could Seek Horizon, put an arrow on top, and dominate it. I don't know if either of those 2 cards left in hand, other than the Seek Horizon, is an arrow that he can dominate. Oh yeah, this is looking a little dicey for Nick here. Bronson still has the equipment too, that he can reduce at least 1 extra damage coming in too. Which is nothing to scoff at, depending on what he's trying to dominate.
we're on Nick's turn right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Nick's trying to really figure out. He needs to get cards out of Bronson's hand, and he knows it. He needs to really put on some pressure here.
Oh, one of those cards in his hand is the Virulent Touch. That can only be played from Arsenal.
So that could be a target for Seek Horizon to go on top of the deck if you're not ready to play it.
Oh no, because then he can Azalea ability if the card in Arsenal is trash, and then play Virulent Touch from Arsenal.
Oh, that is nut, actually. Yeah, so he'll actually, you Seek Horizon. With Seek Horizon's alternative cost, or added cost, you can put the touch on top of your deck, then activate Azalea, put it in your arsenal.
If that is a Widowmaker, I can't tell if that's a Widowmaker in hand. I don't think that is. It's really hard.
Either way, I think we're getting the Seek here, and I think Nick's just deciding exactly what card he wants to Azalea into his arsenal.
It really does. It is unfortunate for him, though, that he has the Wither token, so even if that is a max damage Virulent Touch, it's only coming in for 3, which is not threatening Bronson too much right now.
Matt, the equipment actually blocks for nothing. Like, it doesn't even have 0, so you can't use it on Widowmaker. I just found that out.
Yep. Most of the equipment in the set does, or if it doesn't, then it has Blade Break.
Widowmaker in Limited is big stonks.
Yep. Definitely a strong card. Especially if you're playing Azalea, because then you can dominate it so they can't block with 2 cards from hand even. So really good game finisher there. Just waiting to see what Nick does. They've got plenty of time to go ahead and finish this game at the health they're at, but...
Yeah, we just got the 10-minute warning, but I don't think we're going to need it.
Yeah, Seek Horizon with Go Again is definitely going to be strong, but it looks like Nick already looks like he's going to play what he has in Arsenal first. I don't know what that card is. I didn't see what he Arsenaled last year. Okay.
We do know the Seek Horizon is probably the play.
Oh, that
here.
is a Widowmaker in his hand. Okay.
Oh,
no,
actually, the card is Ravenous Rabble. He can still.
it's coming in for 2 because
Yeah.
it's the -1 off the Wither.
So I think he had basically now he knows the Seek Horizon is a dead play. At least it's in terms of getting a card with Azalea into your arsenal. I think he really wanted to take a gamble here and come in for 4 with that Ravenous Rabble. So we're gonna pitch the Seek Horizon, just load the Widowmaker and shoot the Widowmaker.
This is gonna demand 2 cards from Bronson if he doesn't want to get absolutely.
So not
blasted
dominated,
by
but
that.
7. But all he has to do is block with 2 cards, and it goes back down to 4.
It's coming down to 3. You mean?
Down to
Because the
3,
Wither.
Oh yeah, so the Wither, and good catch on Bronson actually saying like, hey man, you're back. You're down to 3 there, bud. This is 6 damage, so if I just block with 1 card, I might even take 3 and not worry
that's
about
the,
it.
No, that's the Spike with Bloodrot trap. So that's not gonna go off. That only goes off on attacks with attack reactions on them. But it looks like Bronson's comfortable taking it because I mean he could just keep swinging 2 Kadachis, daggers to go ahead and which card is that? Oh, that's Humble. That's the one that's gonna take away Nick's hero ability if it hits. Well, actually, it just kills him if it hits. Never mind. Yeah, that's Humble though, so it's coming in for that's 6. Yeah, it's gonna kill him if it hits. So the on-hit effect doesn't matter, but Nick's definitely got a block out, possibly with 3 cards now. Oof, not great.
Yeah, coming in for 6, right? This is pretty huge. I mean, Nick has to give up at least 2 cards here, and he might not want to do that. But I think he still has a 3-card hand if you include the arsenal, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, but I don't think he has. I think he has all 2 blocks in hand. It looks like.
Yeah, he's eyeing up 3 cards here. He has to.
Not great, but hopefully that's an arrow in his arsenal, I guess, so that he can fire it off.
I mean, you can always YOLO into Azalea.
I love YOLOing into Azalea occasionally. Love getting that Eye of Ophidia in my arsenal, you know?
Yeah, Oof is right. Having to give up 3 cards there is really unfortunate.
Ooh, Virulent Touch, though. That's
So
good.
is this a?
That's the 4-1.
Oh, this is where you need to be. This could be the finisher here. I mean, this is gonna be 4 damage, so he can't ignore it. If he blocks with 1 card, he does get a Bloodrot Pox token.
Ooh, that's kind of wild, though. Oof. Yeah, so Bronson's in a tough spot being at 3 health exactly, because even if he blocks with 1 card and goes down to 2, the Bloodrot Pox is going to threaten to kill him at the end of his own turn. Woo!
What does Nick's check speeds do?
Yeah, I think it's no card in hand, gain 1 resource.
I do think that's right. Yeah, so that's the. Oh no. No.
It's the Silly Willy Tunic thing. That's what I call it. Silly Willy Tunic. Those exact weights. Ooh, okay. So Bronson using Brush Off and another card from hands to go ahead and block the damage. So Bronson's going to risk taking 2 at the end of this turn unless he decides to save his pitch for it, which wouldn't be the worst idea, but leaving Nick with so many cards would not be great on his turn either.
Yes, Riku is right. That's the Threadbare Tunic, and it does say, as an instant, you can destroy it, gain a resource, but only activate it if you have no cards in hand.
Yes, that is correct. So it's a good card, especially after you've loaded something in your arsenal and you just need 1 more to fire off an arrow, for example, or a Death Touch, possibly. This is not great for Bronson, though. He's got a... Ooh, what card is that? That is... Ooh, that's the one that has Dominate, so... Nick basically just has to have an arrow that he has to defend with. But he has got Come to Fight, so he's definitely got what he needs. That's a Murkmile Grapple. Murkmile. Nick has 2 Come to Fights in hand. He might be trying to play both of them and then whatever's in his arsenal. And yep, Bronson pitching to make sure he doesn't die to that blood rot.
That was actually pretty smart from Bronson there to still be able to pay for the blood rot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bronson's still sitting with a comfortable 3 health. Now, if Nick does dominate an attack and he doesn't have something like Peace of Mind to prevent damage,
so we are going to flip this up, get our aim counter using the Barb Castaway.
And he has a Come to Fight in hand, so he can buff it even more. Ugh.
So Spire Sniping. He's going to opt himself. You actually get to choose either player on this card. He's going to choose himself. I think he's really looking for an arrow he can dominate here. He does have the Come to Fight.
Wait, yeah, this might be game. If he has an arrow that he can dominate off the top, this really is just game, I think.
He needs a good enough one. If those are blue arrows, it might not be enough.
True.
He's gonna leave them both on top, so he.
No, you have to. You don't get to opt.
Oh, it's not an opt.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so
not
yeah,
opt.
just leave them both on top then.
I think you can choose which order they go back on top, but you
they go
can't put them
top.
on the bottom.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess that card would be really
Oof.
good if you could.
It's good with Death Dealer, technically. It's not terrible anyway. But you after you load the Spire Shot, you wouldn't have the ability to activate Death Dealer anyway, so. He's playing the Come to Fight. He's going to play it.
Yep, come to fight, coming down. Nick deciding if he wants to use this arrow. Are you kidding me? You gotta.
Ooh, he is dumb. Ooh, he's
Oh,
playing
wow.
Azalea now. What is it? What's he playing? Oh, it's the
Oh, he's
Withering
gonna
Shot.
add it. He's gonna add the aim counter with Azalea's quiver,
Ooh.
and I think this might be it.
Yeah, if Bronson doesn't have some prevention besides the arm piece he has
needs
left. He has Peace of Mind.
He needs exactly peace of mind. He blocks with a card, uses peace of mind. He lives here.
That's actually 7. He's got 3 health. So he has a little bit more flexibility than that, actually. He can block this, block 3, block 4.
Oh,
No,
he actually.
no,
Oh, it's exactly
it is
enough.
exactly
he only
enough.
is able to block exactly 4 damage. So that is exact C's. Bronson will fall here. Nick will climb to, I believe, 3-0. I think that's a lock for top 4 at this point. We're gonna try to find something fun that's a win and in for the next round.
Let's see if we can get an Azuri. I would like to see one, or Benji maybe.
I'm gonna
even.
see if there's one out there, but I think Azalea is kind of the favorite in sealed, almost like
You got an extended arts
Twinning Blade.
Twinning Blade. Wow, good lord, dude.
Yeah, GG's. Hey, there's a lot of you guys in here. Thank you so much for watching so far. We have one more round of Swiss, and we should be bringing you a top cut of 4 players. Hey, this is Outsiders. This is Sealed. This is your pre-release. Who's out there? Who's excited for Outsiders? What's your favorite card? I want to hear about it. I want to talk about it. What's my favorite card? I think my favorite card, it's funny because I don't know the name of it. It's hard to say it's my favorite card. It's the chess piece from for Assassins. I don't know if it has a place because it's fighting for Tunic. You have other equipment that you can buy, and it looks like we're actually already starting the 4th round. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna go straight to it. I'm gonna go pick your last table for Swiss. We're going right into it. So literally, there will be no be right back.
I'll hang out with you guys while they go decide the next people on stream. Don't worry, guys. I won't leave you hanging. But to talk about my favorite card from this set, while we have a bit of a pause here, I know the card that AJ's talking about being the chess piece. It is a really nice chess piece, and I think it's cool that you get to play the assassin mechanic that Arachne goes into to buy it back. Azuri can get silvers off the contract cards as well, but I think Arachne is a little more suited to it, just being able to opt their opponent's top card of their deck, just to make sure or get a good look at it beforehand. But what would be my favorite card from this set? I definitely like Riptide as the character I'm looking to play, but I don't think it's a Riptide card. I think it might be one of the ninja cards. I'm trying to think. Head Leads the Tail is cool for Tiger Katsu, or even Benji Tigers in Blitz. What else? There's all the infecting cards. It might be Death Touch. Death Touch is such a cool card and has such a really... Yeah, Cut Down to Size and Wreak Havoc are cool cards too. What would be my favorite though? That's so hard, dude. There's so many cool cards in this set. Are there any cool arrows in this set? Barbed Undertow is very cool too. I definitely like that card for its effect to stop their opponent's pitch for the next turn if it has an aim counter. Definitely a cool effect. What to do? What would be my favorite then? Man, there's so many cool cards in this set. I even like the trench coat. Hey, we're getting a Azuri on stream, I see. Nice. This is Lewis. I can tell. I know he brought that mat with him tonight. Kind of probably misspelled Lewis because I know there's a couple ways to spell it, but I know that's him on the one side. Yeah, no, the chess pieces are definitely great alternatives to Tunic if you can't afford it, and definitely know that's hard these days because it's like the last I saw for the rainbow foil was up to 300 now. Good God. Back in the day when it was just Welcome to Wraith and getting into Arcane, Tunic was cheaper then as the cold foil, but that was before anyone knew that it wouldn't get reprinted again, or wouldn't get reprinted in cold foil specifically. So definitely crazy. That's a cool idea, Riku. Doing like a starter deck and then building it up over time as you play tournaments. That's a cool saga when you want to play a specific character. Especially if you're playing mostly just at a local level. I think that's a very entertaining way to play it out. Especially if the character you're playing from the ground up is a popular character or an interesting one, like Azuri. Azuri's definitely... Oh, 2 Azuris! Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, you got the Rainbow Foil Tunics at a good price then, man. Right before the spike hit again, because it definitely was down for a bit once we got the History Pack reprint. But then it just shot right back up. Now we're back at 300, like I said. That's crazy. But, you know, hopefully we get some honestly, if they keep consistently reprinting Tunic, it wouldn't be the worst idea, just because of how evergreen its value is. Who's on the left? Is that Josue? I think that's Josue. Maybe. I'll wait for AJ to get back so I don't misname someone. But yeah, getting back to my favorite card, I can't give a favorite for right now. There's too many cool cards in this deck. The traps are definitely cool from Riptide, but I wouldn't say they're my favorite cards. Yeah, that's definitely a cool idea, Riku. I might even try that. It is unfortunate. I would say if you can try and make content, if you can't do live streaming necessarily, you could always try and record matches on your phone if you have just like a camera tripod or something you could attach your phone to. That's kind of how we started off on this channel, is doing recorded matches. If you look back at our very old content, we have some matches that we just recorded on our phone from our local events, so that's definitely somewhere you could start. Alright, who is it? Lewis versus who?
Nicholas.
Oh, another Nick, so we'll just leave it as Nick now. Awesome. So the names are already correct, folks. We got... What's his last name? Nick Cruz. I think that's correct, yeah. So we got Nick versus Lewis now. Not the same Nick we had just now playing Azalea. A different...
Hey, Thomas Burkowski. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey, let's go! The whole gang's here to watch. But Riku was just talking about a pretty cool idea for like an ongoing, what's it called? Video content, like an ongoing series. It's kind of a cool idea. It's an interesting one.
Oh yeah, I've seen that actually. Funny enough, there was a I don't know if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh, but there was a pretty famous YouTube series where they pretty much it was called Sealed Only Yu-Gi-Oh. It was by Nim Nim, if you've ever heard of him. I'm sure maybe that's where you got the idea, but basically that's what he does. He starts with a starter deck, and his goal is to, within I think a year, top a YCS, which is like their callings.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I wouldn't mind doing that just for the fun of it, to be honest. I think that would be a fun with the 6 characters we have to. Well, okay, 3 characters we have to choose, or 4 characters we have to choose from CC from this set alone. I think that'd be a cool series.
By the way, Ryan asked for an Azuri. I found 2.
I see that. Are they win-in-ins?
They are.
Okay, that's really cool.
I think they're both 2 and 1.
Oh, 2 and 1. So yeah, this is a win-in-in for top 4. The other cool thing is that, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, and in terms of like editing equipment, I know Bronson told me there is a free editing software that he uses. I'll let you guys know what it is after I ask him after this round. I just can't remember the name. I know I use Adobe software, so I have their monthly subscription to be able to use it because I use Photoshop, Premiere, and all that other stuff, but he says not that content creator, but someone similar. But yeah, it's just a cool idea. I think that's a fun idea for a series, especially when you have so many new players looking to get into this game and might not think they can because they can't get certain equipment. You can definitely do well with some of the equipment just from the sets alone. But getting back to the game itself, we have Lewis playing, I forget the name of this card. It's not Hurl, but it's the one that says if it hits, dagger attacks get +1. Your next one anyway. So it's coming in for 3, blocked out for 2, so coming in for 1. Or no, coming in for hitting for 2 because the spiders... No, the spider's bite was blocked first. So yeah, hitting for 1. No, there were no majestic weapons pull, and I don't think there's any legendary weapons in this set. Just the legendary quiver in terms of like.
Someone got a cold foil. The scale one, the scale dagger.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh cool. That's a cold foil in this set.
Oh, he did. Lewis, it's right there.
Oh, that one. Is that cold foil? I thought it was rainbow foil.
It's cold foil.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, nice. But that's not the majestic one. The majestic one is the one that reduces the defensive abilities of the next reaction they play. They are?
Yeah, all of Azuri's daggers are, or they're not Azuri's, but yeah.
Oh, really?
They're all majestic, except for the spider's bites.
Oh, that explains a lot. Because I didn't realize. For some reason, I thought they were just commons.
I do also like that. I just said that Redback Shroud was my favorite card, and Lewis got one as well.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. It's on stream, boys.
I think that's really huge. Getting a legendary like that, I mean, you can't buy it back, so the silver will never, like, you'll never create silver in a limited or sealed pool. But what you do get is a Blade Battle Worn card, so it blocks for 1, which is pretty huge in this format.
Absolutely.
And you also get the effect as well.
The one-time effect where an attack reaction costs 1 less.
You spelled his name wrong.
I knew I spelled it wrong. I'm very bad at spelling names that have multiple spellings. There we go. There we go. Don't hate me, Lewis. I'm spelling is my worst subject.
Have we seen an Azuri activation yet?
No, we have not. Not this round, at least.
Probably not going to happen too much early on. Or just in general, just having the stealth card and the big attack that you want. It's just not going to happen as much in limited.
I think it's also more of an endgame closer. Like, using it to chip away early is kind of like a waste, almost. You kind of want to pitch the stealth cards for later if you can. And then when they only block 3... you can even come at them with a 4-hit just to hit 1 over, and that might close out the game itself.
You spelled it correctly, you just chose the wrong one? I don't know what you mean anymore.
He means the wrong way to spell Lewis. There's multiple ways to spell it. I spelled it a different way than his spelling, is what he means.
I don't know.
Evan, clarify. Type a paragraph so we can read it clearly. Ooh, here it comes. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing the
like,
stealth.
Hey, I need my card back.
He's doing the stealth. Woo! And he's playing cut down to size.
So
that's coming in for 5 now over the equipment block.
Yeah, switching that out, that's pretty cute. I do like actually seeing it get used like that.
Heck yeah. You working as intended.
Yeah, cheating out the heavier costed attack, probably exactly what it's good there for. I mean, and Lewis having the spider's bite and the scalpel. I mean, he gets to be able to stop both.
That's equipment blocks.
Okay, so equipment blocks. I mean, so that's not going to really come up too much.
Nah, I think he would have been better. Just in my opinion, I think Spider's Bite is the way to go. If you get one of the other ones that's like
I think the D-React one is probably the other best one, yeah. Especially if you're playing against Riptide.
Non-attack actions are good too. The it begins with an O. It's weird. It's a funny... It's
Orbitoclast?
Yeah, Orbitoclast. That one's cool too. And there are plenty of non-attacks, especially against Ranger, that they play that you want a minus on. Especially with Come to Fight. Come to Fight, -1 on that is pretty brutal. On its defense. Ooh, now this is ooh, my gosh, double buff.
Yeah,
so,
this is pretty massive.
Yeah, and that's the... Oh, I think that's the Dominate Stealth card. So
just 5 damage dominated. It doesn't seem like too huge, but honestly, it's
toxicity on hit is
gonna make him lose an extra 5 life.
Ugh.
And looks like he's only gonna be able to take. He's gonna take 2 here and then take another 5. So I think he's dropping to 8 life there. It's 8 to 15.
That's brutal.
But
That's
Nick has a pretty big hand here. He can answer back himself.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about Dominate. You make it so your opponent can't block out, but then they get to keep their cards for the next turn.
That used to be why we used to say, like, you don't always want to dominate, like, a Crippling Crush when you're Bravo.
Exactly.
Like, at least early on in the game, because you kind of want them to give you more cards.
Mm-hmm. Although, at least with Crippling Crush, when they discard 2 cards, they can't hit you back with stuff at the same time, so it's okay. Almost, actually, Nick almost coming back with the exact same play. Unfortunately, the stealth card he's playing is not the one with Dominate, but he's still playing the same 2 buff cards to it. So this is going to demand the blocks. Actually, he does have the 2 floating. I don't know if he's saving that for something or if he's going to do something with it. I think he might be giving a go again with the boots, maybe? No, I don't think he's doing that. He could have swung with the Spider's Bite first if he has 2 floating resources. Alright, Lou's getting that block value out of the equipment, and then also blocking with one of the traps from hand to give him a frailty token.
If you play a Come to Fight, then switch the attack, does the buff carry over? Is it lost? I believe it's lost because I think Come to Fight says the next card you play. And
Yes.
so the Come to Fight is consumed by the card that you played, right? So the stealth attack. And then when you switch it out, it's no longer the card that you played. It's a new card, right? So it doesn't have that buff. Same goes to like attack reactions that target the attack as well. So if you play something like a Razor Reflex targeting the stealth card and then you switch it out afterwards, the same thing's going to happen. You're going to lose that buff that was attached to the stealth card.
Which I think is fair.
Very fair because you're already being very sneaky. One thing that's very cool, though, is cards like Shred, because they're affecting the defending card, still works. So that's why I think Shred Stonks will be going very high.
Shred is also good because it doesn't distinguish between a card with stealth or a card with contract. It just says any assassin attack.
I do think when you're building your Azuri pools, the stealth card that has Dominate, I think, will be the one you probably play 9 of if you're trying to switch out a lot. Even though you're playing Rainbow, you just always want to start with that one so they can't defend with more than one card, and then you switch into like your big attacks like a Command and Conquer or something like that. Mm-hmm. So you almost like pseudo gave Command and Conquer Dominate. I mean, I know you can do other things after you switch it out, but you can't use defense reaction. So yeah, you kind of gave Command and Conquer Dominate.
Yep. No, you just get to brush off the rest, dude. Everyone's gonna start playing that card, obviously. Or Peace of Mind. I'll give you a piece of my mind.
Spider's Bite being blocked here. Looks like Nick is just gonna choose the Arsenal, that last card.
Yeah.
Looks like Lewis is gonna go in with a 5-card hand here.
No,
or 4-card hand. He
4-card.
did choose to block with 1 card, so he has 3 cards in hand and a card in Arsenal.
He's still got the mask, the gloves, and the tunic. He's got so much like powerful aggro equipment in his arsenal.
This is a 3 damage attack to start out with, but I do believe this is Wither? No.
Yeah, that's the spite. That's the withering one. Whether it's called. I don't remember every. No, not Malayan. That's the one that can't be prevented. There you go. Wither. Oh, it is Wither. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh no, it's a frailty token, but the attack is Wither. Or like withering shot for the arrows.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Keep confusing the two. Ooh, Azuri ability again.
Here we go. Sweepy swappy. What did he get?
A humble.
A humble coming in for 6, and we have
another defense reaction. Every time that Lewis has tried to swap out Nick's. Wait. You shouldn't be. Oh, because Azuri's ability is an attack reaction, so that's why he keeps getting the Blood Rot Pox. I almost forgot about that. So the trap that he's playing only triggers and gives a Blood Rot Pox if there's an attack reaction on the chain. Or Azuri's ability counts towards that. That's wild. And so Lewis keeps taking some residual damage for being on the offensive, and this isn't even a Riptide matchup. That's wild. And it's on both times that he's activated the attack reaction, that it's the same attack reaction punishing trap. That's crazy.
Oh, Blood Rot Trap.
Yep,
yeah, when
that's
this
the
defends
one.
the attacking hero or activated a reaction this chain lane, create a Blood Rot Pox. Yeah, absolutely. That's wild.
He's
Yeah,
had it both
Nick's-
times he's done the ability. That's
Nick
crazy.
is hanging around.
Yep.
Hanging around.
I don't think he cares about Humble too if he's just gonna be swinging daggers too. Dagger.
Yeah, just doing double dagger here.
He's gonna stab him. Get him.
And Lewis starting to respect this a little bit more. Giving up more cards, not letting the daggers through.
Nick, like, the thing is with Azuri's ability, at least you're not losing the card you're swapping out. It just goes to the bottom of the deck. But, like, Lewis is definitely playing through his deck a little faster than Nick, I think. No, I guess when you play multiple defending cards, then that also kind of takes it away, too. They're both respecting each Spider's Bite, which is kind of wild. This one, he doesn't really need to respect as much, because it's only going to minus blocks on the equipment, which I don't think he's going to use. Ooh, and there's the spring load, whatever it's called.
I think that's what it's called.
Spring load.
I think it's called spring load. Yeah, I think it's coming in for 5 because it's the last card on the chain.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Nick's gonna take another 2 damage, go down to 4 here. It's 11-4 going on in Nick's turn. He's got 2 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal. That card in arsenal's been stuck there for quite a while. Not sure what it is, but he has not been able to play it.
Or maybe he's saving it. Could be something he's just saving for the right time.
I don't know what he's saving for. He doesn't have much time left. He's got to get this card out of there. He's got to start playing.
True. I forget which mask he has or what that specific mask he has on does. Probably just going to use it for the block 1 if he can.
This is a stealth card coming in, so he does have the switch ready to go. I love that attack. Gonna have to do some alters of spring load. Yeah, dude, spring load, I love it so much. I read that card for the first time today, which is wild. Thought I was keeping up very good with spoilers.
It only got revealed during the first box break,
Okay,
so it's not you. It's
yeah, because I saw that card today and I was like, wait, this card in limited is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, and so Death Touch coming in, got swapped out.
Ooh, this is a really powerful swap too, because if this hits, he gets his pick of what kind of token he wants to give.
Yeah, you get to give them any of the Blood Rot, Inertia, or Frailty tokens.
Oh,
but
and he gets clapped back with the Blood Rot Trap.
Lewis has a Blood Rot Trap of his own, and unfortunately Nick doesn't have the ability to pay for it at this point.
Yeah.
So he's going to end up taking that 2 damage.
Yep, so he's going down to 2. Oh, wait.
And
He hit for 1. He hit for 1.
Actually is going to hit for 1, so he's going to give him a Blood Rot Pox of his own.
I think I would have given him the Wither, because when you're losing this 2 health, you kind of want him to not be able to swing with daggers next
Yeah, so I think, you're at 2 health right now?
Yeah, these daggers are
2 to
starting
10.
to Dachi lock.
It's getting really close. That first one is going to come in for 1.
Yeah, I think I would have done the Wither token, or the Frailty token, so that the daggers wouldn't be able to hit for anything. Basically Dachi locked in a second. Yep, here comes the second one, and then he's going to do like a stealth attack or something.
So yeah, he's going to get pretty much every card. Oh, he's going to be able to probably keep 1 card in hand, as long as that's not a 4 damage attack in his hand.
Yep.
But anything like a Seek Horizon, or even if this is a reaction, he might have to arsenal it. Then he gets to keep a 2-card hand and a card in arsenal. And I think that's what it is. I think it is a reaction, like an attack reaction. So I think he's just gonna have to arsenal that, move on to the next turn, and he's gonna eat the Blood Rot Pox, go down to 8. And so it's 8-2 going into Nick's turn. He's got 2 cards in hand and a card in arsenal.
Yeah, let's see if he can make the most of it. He still has his equipment too, but I know what the boots do. The boots only give you your attack go again if it has 1 base damage. So not the best card, but getting into the late game where you're down to your blues probably, it's not bad. Kind of sneak out an extra attack. Ooh, this is the Dominate one. If he has a card he can swap this out for, that'd be wild. What's the card in hand? I didn't see what the other card he has left in hand is. Oh, that's so good though. Lewis has got a very good amount of a health buffer right now, so he doesn't need to worry too much about it. Feisty locals, yeah, that would have been amazing here.
It's the same. We saw that win a game just a minute ago.
Mm-hmm. Feisty locals, I love it. All right, Lewis going the safe route here, blocking with the equipment he has and a card from hand. to make sure he has the most that he can block a dominate attack, I guess. Nope, looks like that was it. I guess he was bluffing the attack there. What is his arsenal? Do you remember him arsenaling a new card or something? That thing has been stuck there forever. He really is saving it for something, and I don't know what at this point.
I think it might be something that's just stuck at this point.
Possibly. He's like I said, he's basically Dachi locked now.
It could be one of the stealth reactions, you know, and he just hasn't been able to really
make the most of it.
Or pay for it.
No, because he had a card left in hand, and he was playing a stealth attack last turn, so he definitely could have paid for it.
Don't know then. Could be
Yeah.
anything. Could
really-
even be a boat.
Get out. Yeah. Oh, this is painful. Definitely down to the wire here. Nah, Feisty Locals is a great card. I love it. 0 for 3 base with +2 if they try to block it. Dude, that's so wild. No, because like I said, he had a card in hand and the Arsenal card during the last turn. Oh, and here comes the reaction from Lewis. Is this going to close it? I think it is.
No.
Oh,
he
no.
just has to arsenal it.
Yeah, because he did block, so he only took 1 from that hit. That's kind of crazy. He's got 1 health left.
Could be a razor, but that's what I was thinking. One of the spikes, you know, but we just haven't seen it.
If Lewis has a Virulent Touch, he just wins, I think. Oh, no, because you can pay to stop the Blood Rot Pox damage, which I think is cool. Especially for these sealed and restricted formats.
Here comes another dagger. Let's see if Lewis respects this one. Probably won't at this point, if I had to guess.
Oh, what if the card in Arsenal is Spring Load and he just hasn't been able... He didn't want to play it yet because he kept having a card left in hand.
If it's a spring load at this point, he'd have to be pretty happy.
Oh, it's Death Touch.
Death Touch has been stuck there for a minute, but 6 damage here. Actually not bad. I mean, Lewis can't just eat this because you could give him a Blood Rot Pox, and then it's lethal, and he has to give up a card anyway. So
It's 5 damage, though, so he actually could.
Not quite.
Mm-hmm. Just a little under, but he'd probably give him the Frailty token at this point.
Yeah, I
so
think
the
it
daggers
depends
can
a
be
lot
used.
on what your hand is.
Nope, he blocked out. All right, well, this is great for Nick, though.
Yeah, he actually is gonna
depending
get
on depending on what he draws. I don't think he has enough cards left in deck.
And Lewis is going to pass up, and Nick has...
Oh, no. He's got...
He's pretty
one
much
card.
fatigued. He's got 1 card left. I will say this. When you guys are going to your pre-releases, it might be a good idea to not play an exact 30 at this point.
You better be playing more, to be honest.
We've seen a lot of... I think every game here has gone to empty deck.
Which I think is cool. It's not just like a 1 to 2 turn game like
yeah, it's a
some other
slower
formats.
game without ice. So like both players are getting to do what they want to do. For the most part, you know, there's still some detrimental effects, but for the most part, you're getting to do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's great.
Oh yeah, this is definitely way more interesting, way more back and forth. Like, he's at 1 health, but he feels like he's been at 1 health for so long now. Against a guy who has daggers. Ooh. Lewis took the first hit, so the next attack action he blocks with is going to defend for 1 less. Ooh, and it looks like we're getting a use out of the mask, too.
Yeah, I think I saw a lot of players in their on Twitter were talking about they were like winning their pre-releases with like 37 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Here we get the second Spider's Bite. Now Lewis could block with an action card and actually eat up the first Spider Bite.
Mm-hmm. The first Spider Bite debuff. I think that is a reaction in his
It
arsenal,
was.
by
It
the
was
way.
the Razor's Edge. Razor's Edge, which will give a card with stealth +3 attack.
Oh, but he hasn't been playing one. He keeps not getting one, or he keeps blocking with them. Ooh, that's a... Oh, that's Freewheeling Renegades. Yeah, so this is the last attack for this turn, at least. But if Lewis blocks with a single action card, it's going to get -2. Go from 5 to 3, and then get blocked for 3. So yeah, it's just a full block.
Yep, and I think Nick is going to have to arsenal that last card.
Mm-hmm. He's only got 1 card left in deck, so I think this might be game we're coming up to. Yeah, there it is. He's a drum.
So I think...
Oh,
yeah,
no, he did an Arsenal. Okay,
I think
so-
Lewis just wants pretty much play any card with stealth and buff it by 3, and I think that's the game.
I think he just Spider's Bite twice if he can, and then just wins by deck out.
No, we're just going to play...
Oh. Ooh. Wait, no, he doesn't have any resources floating, so he couldn't play the. Oh, he has the tunic though, so
Razor's
he can...
Edge is free.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So +3 there. And that's going to be the game. Lewis is going to move on. I think he's going to make it to top 4. I think he moves on to a 3-1 record. So we don't know if they're going to play out top 4 or just split and let the first seed take it. We will definitely bring that to you either way. We'll let you know. But don't go anywhere.
I hope they play it out. This has been great tonight. Watching all this new stuff.
Great format to watch. Let us know what your favorite cards are. Also, if you can, please visit the haventabletop.com. Link in the description. You can save 10% off Flesh and Blood singles using promo code TEAMACG at checkout. It's already great prices, kind of based on like somewhere around like TCG player prices.
Yeah, they base them on TCG low low prices.
I don't think it's necessarily low, but
not the
already you save 10%. So yeah, Matt, if it's up to me, I say play it out, but I don't get to say I'm not in the tournament. So
we didn't make it in.
So definitely, if you guys can, like, subscribe, and share this video or the stream around. Definitely appreciate you all being here. We spiked to 20 viewers. That's awesome for us, and we are very excited to have you guys here. We stream every Saturday mostly, but this weekend's a little wild because we're playing in pre-releases, and we have pre-releases that we want to bring to you. But definitely a lot of live content. If you're just finding us, we have a lot of live content, a lot of curated content as well. Ryan just put out a video about Riptide. He put a lot of work into it. Be appreciative if you guys go watch that after the stream. And we'll be right back, hopefully with top 4. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, thanks for waiting, everyone. Looks like we are going to be ending the stream here. The players have fatigued themselves throughout the gameplay tonight. Probably didn't help that the store didn't have power during the first hour that everyone was starting to gather. But I think this was a great stream and a great first event to stream for Outsiders. It's been a lot of fun tonight, guys. I hope you guys had fun too. Thanks for coming out. Remember to like, comment, or like, comments. I'm doing the whole YouTuber spiel. But like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. We're definitely going to be doing weekly streams, especially next week once Outsiders is officially out. And don't forget to use Team ACG at thehaventabletop.com to get 10% off all your single orders. And other than that, we look forward to doing this. Doing more of this soon. Thanks for coming out, guys. It's been great. And good luck on all of your pre-releases this weekend.